you know, it doesn't matter how much training you have. If you have the panic attack, you're panicking in space, bro.
Did you see? Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Did you see one of the test ones blew up?
Sick. That happens
You see,
regularly though.
that's a reason you'd have a panic attack, big man.
No, I wouldn't. Looks like a car, bro. What the fuck? Looks like a car on their screen.
Yeah, it's a Tesla. They're just driving
I'm
up in
confused. What was the point on this? Sorry.
This is the Roadster.
yeah, this little roadster thing. They're just
Yeah, I
driving
don't
it up
know. I
there.
don't know where their like
They're going.
objective
I think they're going
is
to the space station, but I don't understand why that's a
to
big
the
deal.
ISS because it's SpaceX's first launch
Oh.
with their rocket.
It looks so
design.
cool, don't they?
Yeah, I'm not actually watching it. Hold on.
The astronauts, you mean?
Yeah. It's kind of a sleek.
Godspeed.
All right.
Mm.
Okay,
Is
I
there
started the
is there like a
recording, by the way.
universal suit, like for astronauts?
No, there's a.
Oh, all right. So
They
Bob and
designed the
Doug
SpaceX
are
have
in
their own
space.
designed suit.
Okay, okay,
Nominal equals
okay.
activation and service section
Oh, his
Draco
watch is on the
checkouts.
outside of his
Nose
suit.
cone deploys in progress.
Oh, well, it'd be suited for being inside, isn't it?
Copy all.
No,
We're
man.
monitoring.
Where you
Martian?
can't see it.
Did you not see the Martian?
The core here in
Yes,
Hogwarts giving
thing
the
on the
crew a
inside.
heads
He
up
like opens up.
Is
a
that what
little
Earth?
pack.
Why does Earth look like the
that We
moon?
have confirmation the nose cone is deploying, so again,
'Cause
that
it's-
nose cone is going to open up
'cause
about
that's the
more
moon.
than 90 degrees, goes up to about I think
Could also be the
105
moon,
degrees.
but
It's
I
not
think
the
it's
moon.
That's
clouds.
gonna expose,
They definitely didn't reach the moon in
the
14
actual
minutes.
docking ring and the hatch that
It's
they're
the
gonna be going
moon.
through
I'd
once
say
they
you could.
attach to the international
Absolutely
yeah.
not.
station. And
Oh,
also
yeah,
four
man,
of
just
those
swim it.
Draco thrusters,
Just light
called
speed,
the
man.
forward bulkhead thrusters that are going to be used for these major phase
Light
burns
speed,
or
man.
firings
Yeah,
of
no-
those
no
thrusters
bother.
to actually raise their orbit
I am speed.
gradually over the coming hours.
Oh, nice.
Sick.
Also
Well-
heard
well done.
good activation of the ECLIS, that's the Environmental Control and Life Support System.
Kind of looks like they're
That's everything
tilted
controlling their
towards the Earth.
atmosphere,
Not gonna lie,
just
boys.
keeping Dragon
This
a nice,
this
safe,
commentator's just saying big
habitable
words.
environment where they're gonna be
Like,
living
Equals.
for the next 19 hours.
Look
Like,
at
you
them
just-
just switching, look at them flicking their legs about the place, man.
Whenever I'm doing the
Falcon
sex, I can
9's
never
job
find
may
the
be
Eclipse.
done for today, but the mission is not over. Crew Dragon's job is not done. As you can see, Bob and Doug are still inside Crew Dragon, making their way.
Thank
It will
God.
be a 19-hour trip to the
Crew
International
Dragon.
Space Station
Look at all these
19 hours.
jamokes with
Dock
their.
tomorrow
computers.
morning.
Oh,
Oh, they just explode.
the helmets are off, boys.
I love that we can get
Big
these
man,
live views
the thing is,
here
I
and see and
like
watch
a
what
bit of
they're
me
doing
is somewhat
now that
expecting
they
like
are
a
in orbit.
Like
like a face
NASCAR.
like a face
incredible
hugger
to be
just come out
looking over
nowhere,
their
but for them to like
shoulder
explode.
and be along for the ride. And we're going to be with them, and we're going to be with all of you the entire way for their
Why?
journey to the space station. We're
Why-
going to be
Why
I
did
like-
they name
live
it Dragon?
throughout.
Also, RIP
Bob and Doug will
communication.
obviously have a sleep period where they'll get about
No.
8
Look at
hours
these
of
boys
sleep
with
a
their
little bit
masks
later
on. What
today
legends.
before they wake up for all of
And I
their
love the
final
cameraman
approach.
on the swivel
One of the
chair.
major things we are looking forward to in the next couple of hours is going to be
Where?
their
Oh,
first
yeah, he's
turn
like
at the
scooting about.
controls. So they're actually going to be using those touchscreen displays to take control and manually pilot Dragon. We'll walk you through what that's going
My
to look
favorite
like.
thing is
and
that it's called
assuming
Dragon,
we
and
have
they
some
just
good
get to
ground
say
station
Dragon
coverage,
a
we'll
lot
be
on the
able to get
news
views
now.
Yeah,
right
it's kinda
inside
weird.
Dragon, looking over their shoulder as they manipulate the controls. At
Elon
the
Musk is
display.
like, yo,
But
what do you want to
we
name
had
your
a-
rocket?
A smooth
Dragon.
ride uphill.
Oh,
both
what do you want to
stages
name
of
your
the Falcon
son?
9 doing their job, placing Bob and
X
Doug in
A
orbit. I mean, this is
12.
the day
Did you see they
this is a
changed it to
historical
Roman
day.
nu-
This is
oh,
us
shit.
kicking off that new era of
Yeah,
space
because they
flight
couldn't.
that we've all
It's
been
illegal to
talking
have
about
numbers in
and
the name.
longing for since the space shuttle program came to an end in 2011.
Shout out to
What?
these guys, man.
This thing
Yeah,
is
The
like,
weather- the weather
XII.
cooperated.
Girl is
Yes,
attractive.
second time's a charm.
Right.
she looks like Chrissy
She's
Teigen.
stupid though.
Do you
Yeah,
think
right.
that? Do you
So, day
think
for the
those
history
hosts
book-
are just
books.
scientists?
As you can see,
Or
we
they were
have
just,
lost
No,
like,
lives
that,
folks just
that woman,
paid.
alright,
but
100% is a
the
PR
mission
woman.
still
And
continues,
like, she's like,
and we're going to
she's
send
kind
over
of
to
with SpaceX, but
KSC,
she's also, you know,
to continue,
more along the.
broadcasting live
She's
with
dumb,
us.
but she knows how to talk to a camera. And the guy on the left is just a guy there to be smart. This black guy, I don't know what's going on with him.
Man, we're gonna be back
Why would you
here on
wear that?
Sunday, but we
Why wouldn't
What do
you?
you
That's a
mean, man?
fit.
He's a
That is a
legend.
fit.
He's like just in case they back out, I can get in. Don't worry,
In
man, I
case
got
one-
this shit.
In case somebody has a panic attack.
That woman has an iron beside her.
I-
That seems right.
I can't believe it. I saw it with my own eyes.
Oh, wait a
Look at that man.
second.
I'm a little bit
We can't say that.
just so grateful
What'd you say?
that we got them.
Oh,
up there,
shit, are we
and there's a lot
recording?
more to go. A
Yes.
lot
What'd
more
you
to go.
say?
I'm so happy they're safe right now. I'm just so happy.
What did he say?
He said that woman has an iron beside her. Or and then what was it? What did you say after that?
That seems right.
Seems right.
American rocket
They got glass in
Why does he
between
have a
the things.
paperclip to his right?
When we come together as a team and blast.
Actually, I kinda wanna buy that.
Bob off to the
Looks like
cosmos.
Off-White.
This is what it's all about, and their families.
If Off-White put their
and
their
everyone
label
working
on it, you'd spend
together
$2 grand on
to
that
take
bitch,
them
no
up to
bother.
space safely.
Yeah,
So,
they already
I
have
don't
one
know what to
kind of
say.
like that, but it's
rocket
not
fuel
that
is
color. I
still
don't think.
in my veins, and,
It's a
I
like
don't
an
feel
Off-White
right.
spacesuit. Basically.
There's a dude in my course and he
It's
wears
too late
off-white
now,
I know.
everything.
I know.
But we
Thank
want to
you.
go over to
You should be
Daryl
punched in
at
the mouth.
SG2, and he's there with the administrator who hopefully has
He
more
probably
Oh,
fucks
boy.
though.
because we're still kind of
I saw the
speechless,
funniest
Daryl.
video yesterday.
Incredible here, Marie.
This
as
is-
the operations
Alright,
All right, we can probably close this down.
What do you mean, man? Do you not want to listen to
Happening from the
Daryl
beginning of
Nail?
launch and throughout the
No.
various
Jesus,
stages.
God
Some
bless
very
him.
Special guests were here to watch
Is
it.
there somebody
Oh,
stripping in the background? Oh, it froze.
Vice President Mike Pence
Don't worry, I can still see it.
and NASA Administrator
Oh,
No,
good.
Jim
she's
Bridenstine,
just
who
leaving.
joins
She's
me
getting
now,
fired.
and you were with
Oh,
the
sick.
President and the
All right,
Vice President.
close it down. It froze.
America's back.
Oh, cringe.
Actually,
Well,
you should probably. Oh, it's unfroze. Oh, it looks like ass. For some reason on the writing, is it like a thing with writing? The writing looks like ass.
Yeah, writing isn't
Yeah.
clear.
No, it's just
Um,
the bad internet probably.
What is the actually go back to the launch and we'll watch the launch
Oh
Launching
yeah.
human astronauts again.
How
because
come-
we were a little
how
bit
come-
late. Also,
wait,
what's
wait,
Poppington?
wait. Oh yeah.
Podcast
what's Poppington?
squad. We're back. Podcast
Oh,
in
we just started like
progress.
that.
T minus 7 minutes. Jesus Christ, fuck that shit.
Yeah, no bother.
Is now reclining away from
3
the
minutes.
south.
Gay.
Nah, we're
Oh
watching
wait,
from-
did we get to see them
By
recline?
kerosene, or that rocket fuel
Hardly.
that Falcon 9
What do you
is gonna
mean?
be
They're
used.
they're like that.
Listen, man. I just heard him say they're reclining. All right.
Like in the cinema. I get
Looks like at
recliners
this
in the
moment
cinema.
we're a
That
little
shit's
more than
like.
90%.
Okay, here we go.
Man, I don't want to be that guy, but they're not social distancing.
Yeah, but they have protective suits on, bro.
Keeps the coronavirus in.
Alright guys, I'm gonna be the conspiracy theorist of this one. That looks like CGI on the left. It just does. It just does. The top of the thing looks like CGI.
It looks like the ending of Men in Black 3. Also full screen it because the writing looks
Okay.
garbo.
Under a minute now, the FTS, the flight termination system, has been armed.
Why did it abbreviate everything?
Dragon, SpaceX, go for launch.
The SM are ready, spacemen in their R rocket.
This guy doesn't put up his thumb. He's like, no,
I'm
I'm ready.
panicking.
Oh, I love this thing going on the left.
Oh, that's kind of lit though.
Oh, that's just great quality. That's not my bad, by the way. I think it's on fire.
Shit's on fire, man.
Man, I would be freaking the fuck out.
I wouldn't. I'd go in space. No bother.
I'm like, bro.
Oh, 100%.
I'm like, bro. The rocket is
If they
smoking.
called me up and they were like, "All right, hold on."
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Oh. We know it lifts off, but we still want to see it blow up.
It's big, bro. Man, I was gonna say something so bad. I was like, no, I'll get cancelled.
I don't know why everybody claps, because it's always like after about 20 seconds that it just goes.
20 seconds into flight stage 1 propulsion is
Man,
not
They are
on.
20 seconds out, man. Relax.
Even though I know like they make it to space and everything, a bit of me is still expecting to just pop.
Bro, they are accelerating fast.
Flying crew on board Dragon and Falcon 9 and look at
But
They
as
think
soon
they're
as
going
they,
that
like-
fast now, and then when they get into space, they're going 27,000 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, well, like as soon as they hit no resistance, that's like
Yeah.
it's gonna they're gonna
down to get ready for the
launch.
period of maximum dynamic pressure.
Maximum dynamic pressure.
They must have like
Shout out to the
propellers at the
cameraman.
front to slow themselves
Say
down.
all systems are go.
I'm sure they've got a lot of things.
Vehicle is supersonic.
Hmm.
This is the largest amount of
You can see the
aerodynamic
Mach
stress
1 on the
exerted on
Falcon
the
9.
vehicle.
The cameraman's
Shitting
following that
frog.
real good.
M1D throttle.
The way the rocket is shaking, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Back up to full power as we're through max Q.
Copy, 1
Did-
Bravo.
Whoever this lad is talking, man, needs to show up.
Oh, but he's a hero.
It's
Weird.
you,
With
Peter.
that 1 Bravo call out, that's just the second
20
of 4
kilometers?
zones that
At
they're
what-
in. They'll continue to be on this.
Second.
So the
Oh
first stage
shit,
has
that
done
looks
its
cool as
job,
fuck.
They switch over to the second. At this point, Bob and
Oh,
Doug
it does
pulling about
actually.
2.3
You guys ever
Gs,
played Kerbal
See why they
Space
call it
Program?
Dragon?
gravity,
Yeah.
already
Fucking hell, look at the
careening
flames
about
on that.
1,500 miles per hour.
Yeah, look at the acceleration.
We've heard the
Sick,
call
how'd
out
they
for
do that?
MVAC engine chill. That's
It's
getting
about
the
to. I think
MVAC
the
engine
Mecco
ready
is when
to
it's gonna
light.
go.
That'll come at about
Vroom.
2:44 into flight.
Look at it now, man.
Right now,
The
everything
the
continuing to look good.
speed is
Next
like
major event
flying up there.
coming up is going to be the triple. We'll have main engine cutoff of the 9 first stage
Main
engines,
engine cutoff?
stage separation, and then ignition of the second stage engine to continue to carry
Dude, cough.
astronauts into orbit.
He's like the guy from Rick and Morty in the fucking spa.
Coming up in about 20 seconds.
That's kind of
And
lit
once
though.
I throttle down.
Wait a minute, that's not Earth, it's round.
Told you it was CGI, man.
We're throttling down the Merlin engines.
I'd
on the
love to
first
know
stage.
what contract the astronauts are under.
What?
If you die, it's not our fault.
Yeah,
And we have Miko.
just like for in case something goes wrong, what
Just kind of
what benefits do I get?
Oh my
Yeah, I
god.
don't know.
Copy 2 Alpha.
So that thing is like, isn't that the whole point of SpaceX? Isn't that bitch gonna like come back to
MVAC ignition.
Earth
Yeah,
and
yeah,
be
it's-
usable?
Yeah, apparently.
I'm gonna take my socks
Yeah,
off.
you can
This is
see
the
it,
no
look,
sock
it's-
episode of the podcast.
All right,
Like
we have
blasting
stage
back.
separation confirmed. The first stage beginning its flight back. The second stage
We've
being
turned into a
powered by
reaction
that
channel.
signal. Merlin 1D
True.
vacuum engine
I'd
has
fucking rather
ignited
be a reaction
and
channel.
is now carrying Bob and Doug into orbit.
Oh, that hurt.
So they're going to continue under the power of this second
Stage
stage,
2 propulsion is nominal.
All right, their acceleration went down.
which will cut off.
At
at
what stage
Seco,
did it
where
get to,
second
like,
engine cut off at about 8
20
minutes and 44 seconds
fucking
into today's
7,000?
flight, so a little over 5 minutes
What
to
does
go
that say?
still
Entry burn?
on this second stage.
Where
We're
are
gonna
they
call out
entering?
2 Alpha, so they're now in the longest abort zone that carries them all the way from about North Carolina up the eastern seaboard, almost to Canada.
Wait, what time is it? I'm
Things
pretty sure we
looking
can
good,
see it
though,
outside.
getting good call-outs, nominal
Oh, no, it's not till 9 o'clock.
propulsion on that second stage. Bob and Doug
Yeah, but
continue to
was
make
that
their
not
way
just
into orbit.
like last Wednesday? or
No,
something?
no, I think it's still 9 o'clock.
Dragon SpaceX nominal trajectory.
I'll record it on my phone and put it in.
Acquisition of signal in Bermuda.
SpaceX Dragon nominal trajectory.
Kind of must be sick to be the astronaut because you don't really have to do much.
Yeah, everything's all automatic. Although he looks like he's pushing some buttons.
Heard acquisition of signal over
Playing
Bermuda.
Angry
That's one of the
Birds.
other ground stations
just
that they're using to get telemetry and data.
What do you think they're
back
talking
from
about?
this spacecraft.
Stage 2 propulsion is still nominal.
Money.
Oh, there we go. That's what they're talking about. Stage 2 propulsion is still nominal. Look at how fast they're like climbing. Like every time that 176 goes up, that's another kilometer into the air that they are.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It's kind of like how tall I am. In or around, they're kind of getting up to it.
Yeah.
What?
Say
No,
hi.
don't-
Little
Wave
over
to the
4
camera.
minutes, 40 seconds into the flight. Bob and Doug flying at more than 5,600 miles
Dragon
per hour.
I like the
SpaceX
piece of
nominal
plastic that's holding everything
Already
together.
almost 200 miles
Yeah.
downrange from the Kennedy Space Center. Nominal trajectory continuing.
What's this, man? It's got a spatula. Fly swatter. For those space flies.
Alright, we've seen this shit, man.
Yeah.
Let's bring it up to real time. And absolutely nothing is happening.
Alright.
Launch America. Thanks for sponsoring this podcast. Donate to Launch America.
What?
I don't know.
Alright. I gotta close the stream.
Well, I suppose.
Oops. Wait. Oh. There
we
we
need to
go.
Start the podcast.
Shout out to Peter for being muted.
Oh, what an idiot, man.
Alright, so it's podcast time. We do be recording podcasts though. This
Good brush.
episode of the podcast is brought to you on Saturday instead of Friday. I'll try to actually get it edited and uploaded. If
It depends how many times we say dumb shit.
yeah, it depends on how many. Yeah, don't say dumb shit. I haven't had to censor anybody except for you, Adam. So
So it's only you, mate.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually someone will mess up.
yeah, probably.
Eventually, it'll probably be me.
Be worse than me.
Maybe not.
Yeah, like I'll accidentally say my air code or some shit.
Oh, I was so close to saying it. Fuck. Well, not yours, mine.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to put yourself out there, innit? Like.
Yeah, come to my house.
You could be the guest of the podcast.
Somebody roll the intro.
Oh crap! I have to go find it. Someone stall.
I copy pasted it into music. You'll just have to copy paste the last thing that was put in.
Oh yeah, it's good.
See, this man thinks ahead. Telling you. Up there for thinking, huh?
Alright, let's Sean get in here and introduce us.
Introduce the podcast. Viral podcast. Pretty sick. It's pretty sick.
It's such a shit intro.
It's unreal, man.
It's actually insane.
I reckon we should have Can you smell what the viral podcast is smelling? And then John Cena's intro just play throughout the whole thing. Like, I know it's two different people, but John Cena's is better than The Rock.
Just have going throughout the podcast?
Yeah, just throughout the podcast.
But it's just those like 4 notes. Just put on repeat.
Intern Carl isn't here today. He's going out to exercise within 5 kilometers, probably. I don't know.
Well, yeah, hopefully.
Probably not.
Social distance, guys. It's what you're supposed to do. And if you don't do it, I can't stop you. Okay. So yeah, Saturday episode today because, I mean, like, I guess it doesn't really matter because they don't know what, like, whoever's watching this doesn't know what day it's being recorded.
Also, I don't think they care.
Yeah, true. But yeah, just, you know, thought I'd tell. I'm just being transparent, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're just honest, unlike everyone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
everybody else just lies.
We gotta.
All right. Listen. Like,
Here we go.
we're gonna go straight into it. We have to talk about that movie. We have to look at the movie.
Christ almighty. Okay, so last week it was Peter's turn to pick the movie, and he unfortunately picked Alien Covenant.
Fortunately, it was a great movie.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Yeah, so he picked Alien Covenant. Who wants to start? Peter, you're excited. I mean, if you wanna put some stuff up and we'll just knock them out of the park, I think that's the best way to do it.
I just want to ask John questions because he seems to know a lot about the fucking universe, or whatever. But
well, I don't know a lot. I've seen the movies like once or twice. But
okay, but what the fuck is the timeline?
Oh,
I have no clue what the timeline is.
I don't think they knew. I don't think Ridley Scott knows what the timeline is.
No. Well, yeah. No, the timeline is of this movie. Okay, so it goes Prometheus, Alien Covenant, and then Alien 1, 2, 3, 4. So Alien Covenant is before Alien 1, but after Prometheus.
But like the technology in like Prometheus and Alien Covenant is so much better than like an Alien 1, 2, and 3. That I'm like, you can't feasibly be like, this is the timeline. It doesn't make sense. You're going back in time.
What do you mean like the weapons and stuff?
Isn't it?
I think it was probably to do with the different types of missions that it was.
Yeah, like in Alien 1, it was a mining vessel that they were on. They didn't have weapons. Or I think it was a mining vessel. I could be wrong. It was something along those lines. Yeah, okay. But you know, and I can't honestly, I've no recollection of Alien 2, 3, or 4. I know I did see them years ago, but I can't remember. I remember there's something with lava, and like somebody dies in lava or some shit. And I remember the Queen, and I remember the mech thing that she got in. I think that was in Alien 2.
So then, where does Alien vs Predator come into all this?
Oh, that's I don't even fucking know.
I've been so confused. Yeah, I mean, they're on Earth, and like Earth is nowhere near as futuristic as they are.
Yeah, it's fucked. But anyway, let's stick to how shit Alien Covenant was.
No, it was decent.
So it was entertaining, right? Like the action wasn't horrible, and you know it was kind of funny when everyone died, and you know it was good well, that wasn't great graphics, but it was like funny. You know, like the way that everyone died. I don't know why it's funny. It kind of is though. And but I thought the story was just awful. It was the most obvious thing I could ever see coming in my life.
Oh my god, no! I was just about to say the exact same thing. The ending, the Shyamalan twist, whatever the fuck, was so obvious.
Yeah,
It was
you
so.
could see it coming. But when they first met each other, like when we first get introduced to David, like when you find out he's still
And he cut
alive
his
and he's
hair.
alive, cut his hair, you're like, oh, so he's gonna try to do that. Like that's what he's gonna do. Done.
Immediately.
Yeah, movie's done.
And it's such a stupid thing of I hate when movies do this shit because now it's like it becomes such a cliche. It's like the hero has like the like has one over on the villain about to kill him, and then they just cut the scene. I'm like, big man, I know what happens now, especially when like the villain was like reaching for like a knife or whatever. And,
Yeah.
and then earlier he already stabbed him in the neck and he survived. How did he kill him now?
Well, yeah, I don't know. He probably just
Yeah.
he did, yeah, because he pulled something out.
He
And
like
he probably just chopped his head
incapacitated
off or
them.
something. Who
Yeah.
knows? Like,
But
he could have done anything.
with a dagger, big man. Do you see this?
Yeah, I mean, if you worked at it for long enough, I could
Yeah,
cut
but-
your head off with a dagger.
But
Also,
listen,
he's a robot.
Yeah.
you know, fair. But like, it doesn't make sense because from where he has him pinned down, lying down. You can't get that much like energy on like just stab him once, and you already stabbed him in the neck once before,
It didn't
and
make
he
sense
survived it.
why Walter didn't win. Because Walter's better than him in every single way possible. Bar
Exactly.
Bar the thing of,
Just
like he kind
plot.
of doesn't have feelings, right? Well, not doesn't have feelings, but like slightly less feelings, I guess. He doesn't realize that he has feelings. Well, not feelings, but you get
Yeah,
what
I know
I mean.
what you mean.
That shit they're going for the love and stuff.
Mhm.
And but I mean, that's not gonna help you in a fucking fight, really, especially when you're. I mean, like if you're being driven by fucking love, that's different. But this guy was being driven by I want to fucking murder everyone. So yeah, I don't know. It didn't make sense
Yeah.
why he won. And I didn't
And I-
want to because Walter's a fucking badass, bro. When he came in and it was like fucking Mortal Kombat where they were fighting down in the thing, that shit was sick.
He
And all I
came like the
wanted was
Terminator.
yeah, all I wanted was Walter to win.
Yeah.
And the
He
thing
was
is,
a fucking pussy.
I've never seen more stupid characters in my life.
Bro,
Like,
yeah.
the
I mean,
the
like
big-
every other alien movie, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but this one more so. Like, it was just ridiculous. Like, for one, when your man came down with what's your man David, whatever the fuck, into like the eggs room, I was like, stop. I was like, stop it, man. I don't care what like who you are. If you see these eggs moving and you have a gun, I'm putting a hole through every single one of them. Or just get the fuck out of there. Like
Yeah.
Dave was moving weird already for like because he was talking to the alien less than a scene
Yeah.
ago.
That was
Yeah.
cool though.
Yeah, it was cool, but big man, like he brings you to a room of eggs and he's like, they're perfectly safe. Why are you trusting him? Like,
But
why are you
yeah, I
trusting him?
know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well,
But
because he probably thinks that. Sorry, John, but he probably thinks that he doesn't realize what David is. Like to him, he's thinking David's the exact same, if anything, an older version of Walter. And Walter doesn't have the ability to be like, right, I'm gonna fucking murder everyone. Well, he probably
Yeah.
does, but I don't think they.
like yeah,
have
as far
that-
as they're concerned, he's
Yeah.
programmed to be friendly to humans. Like,
Nice guy, yeah. So why would you not trust
but
what's
then
going on? You shouldn't. Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah.
understand. Like if he was like come into this room and then he just shot him, that's different. But he showed him these eggs that look the exact same as what the aliens all came out of. So you would just be like, no man, that's got an alien in it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah, but that was also the first time that eggs had been a part of it.
Oh yeah, true actually, because it's so early.
Yeah,
But, like,
because the Prometheus squad are dead,
Mm.
Yeah.
and these people have never encountered like an alien before, or or like facehuggers. There's been no such thing
Yeah.
as facehuggers. I don't
I
even
feel
think
like-
in Prometheus there was facehuggers.
I don't think so.
There was a
I
giant
think-
one. There was the giant one.
Was there not?
No,
Oh.
no, like little snake things came out of them.
Oh yeah, you're right there. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was the giant one. Like there was like she gave birth to one or something, didn't she? And then the one that she gave in Prometheus, she gave birth to like this weird squid octopus thing, and then that weird squid octopus thing implanted into a Promethean. Am I wrong? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know. I'd have
And
to
then
watch
the
it
alien
again,
came
yeah.
out of that.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I can't remember.
exactly
It's
that movie.
confusing.
But the thing is, I feel like if you're writing the characters to be normal people, as soon as you get to an alien planet, you don't trust anything.
Yeah.
It's even like an android. Like, okay, yeah, the android was, you must assume the android was like programmed to protect you, ever. But this isn't like this is another like life, like another being. Like you immediately you think this could be out to kill me. And you have
Yeah.
a gun. Why would you? And what would you peek in, seeing this thing like moving and shit? Just get the fuck out of there. Okay, but okay, hey, that's another thing that can be explained away. Another thing I didn't understand about the film was the storm element. When they
Yeah.
were saying like the storm, like when they couldn't, the ship couldn't make it to them because
Yeah,
of the
well,
storm.
not necessarily, yeah.
What do you
Or
mean?
not necessarily. Like it was dangerous for it to go in, but technically it could have been done. But then I think what you're gonna get is at the moment when they're floating just before they send the thing down to get them, they seem
Mm-hmm.
to be just in this perfectly safe sky, not moving at all. They don't show how they were just like, yeah, let's just drop it to 40 into the storm, it'll be fine, and then you go back down to the planet, it comes back up, and it's just grand. Like
Yeah,
there's no kind of like, there was nothing wrong with the ship at all.
Yeah.
honestly. But I thought that what would have made more sense was that because like the storm obviously wouldn't have lasted forever, right? Because they never went to how long the storm would have lasted.
Yeah,
I
the thing just said it lasts fucking ages. Like,
Oh, did it?
yeah, he said no. He said it could be. He said it could be a couple days, it could be weeks, could be months, could be years. Like he never
Oh,
actually like it
okay,
depends. He basically just said it depends.
Yeah. Like
okay,
it's an
okay, okay,
alien
okay,
planet.
okay.
Who knows?
All right,
Type
all
beat.
right. But then like by the time they get into like the ship, they're just floating around in like clear skies. I'm like, all right, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
strange.
Hmm.
Honestly, the most what's the word? The thing that you remember most about that movie is Michael Fassbender kissing himself.
Yeah,
But
I
that
mean
was,
he actually played that really well. I thought like
Yeah, he did.
he's a
nope,
really good actor in fairness.
nope. The most memorable thing I saw was Juicy Smoulier. I had no clue he was in that movie.
Oh, for fuck's
Yeah.
sake.
I saw it and I was like, oh my
Dave
god.
Chappelle. Yeah, that shit was nuts. I think one of my favorite thing was the woman's decision to lock the I don't know any of the actors' names, but when the first guy got sick, when she's out doing her ecological thing, and then she's like, "Nah, fuck that shit, you're infected too." It doesn't even know what's going on, and she's like, "Ah, she's probably infected. Let me just lock her in the room."
Yeah.
I think
And
that
then
was,
locks
Man,
her in
that
the
that
room with
little
the
one,
thing.
the little
but the thing
ratty
is,
alien's kind of scary.
Yeah.
yeah. Thing is,
So fucking bad.
that was probably the smartest thing though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That was probably the smartest. Like, she's probably the smartest character because
Normally everyone else is like, "Oh my god, I'll come in and save you," and then lets the
yeah.
thing out. They were just like, "Oh fuck that
But
shit,
no,
man."
she went from being possibly one of the smartest characters to being the absolute stupid
Yeah, because she
in
could aim a gun.
a matter of seconds. No, not even she could aim a gun. She walks in, slips on blood. I'm like, oh my god. Oh, and then shoots to the sky. Then manages to make it out by breaking her fucking foot. Then
Yeah.
crawls into some kind of like mesh that the alien couldn't get through, and then
He was so confused.
shoots everywhere but the alien, and then
Yeah.
blows up the. I'm just like, man, how did this smallest little alien thing survive everything?
Yeah.
Good on
That's
him.
kind of funny.
Yeah, fair play to him, man. Like
Yeah.
he
I think
fucked
it's
up the whole shit.
Yeah, I think the approach that they're taking on. Okay, so Alien Covenant is obviously the sequel to Prometheus,
Yes.
and it was planned. Like they had planned to do Prometheus, Alien Covenant, and then like two more.
Yeah.
But now I don't think I haven't actually heard official news, but I don't think
No,
the next two are happening.
the thing did so bad that it's not expected.
Yeah,
It had a massive
exactly.
flop. Yeah.
So like you have to take that into
And
account with their
apparently someone,
storyline.
I remember, I literally seen this the other day. Someone said that that they want to still do the Alien thing, but they're not sure if they're going to bring Ridley Scott back to do it. Is kind of the
I mean, if they're gonna do
Yeah,
it, they're gonna
like
have to reboot the entire series.
yeah. I mean, kind of.
No, because they can't
Yeah,
really.
it's hard to make it interesting, but
it
it's
is.
also
Yeah.
it's I don't think it's that many people are going to be that excited about a reboot because Alien 1 and Alien 2 are so good.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really want to watch them try do Alien 1 again. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you have
Alien
to
1
just do
was
something
unreal.
totally different. Like Alien 1's one of the best horror films ever made, and then Alien 2 is one of the best just action films, I guess,
movies, yeah.
ever made. And you just can't really like. It would be hard to reboot. I think they're better off just trying to make a better movie out of the
Ones
timeline
that
that
are
they
already
have,
there.
or like just go like miles ahead in the future or something like that. You know what I mean? Like totally disassociate most stuff. Like you know what I mean? Like maybe the origin is still there of how the aliens got to this place or got somewhere else. You
But
know,
like,
and then they do a different movie there. But I don't think that a reboot would be a
but
good
it's
idea.
it's kind of hard to make the movie because like the foundation's already kind of shaky. like you can't really establish a timeline of where like of all the movies that Alien is like involved in because nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
So like
But I
you
mean,
can't.
it does make sense if you actually look into it. If you actually like look up the timeline, it does make sense.
But then, okay,
I mean,
all right.
maybe not like in every single aspect, like you said about the technology and stuff, but
Mm.
like story wise, I think it was all supposed to wrap in together. Maybe it doesn't quite make sense now because
Yeah.
Ridley Scott didn't get to do his other movies that he wanted to do.
Mm.
Well, I think.
Or
Like the
wait,
only
is Ridley Scott a girl?
no, it's a, I think it's a
No,
guy.
it's a dude. I think. I'll just
I
double
feel
check
like
that.
I feel like the only way they could have
It's
made
a dude.
Yeah, it's a dude. Alright.
I'm pretty sure the only way they could have made everything kind of tied together is if like in one of like the third or fourth movie like create like a time rift that sends fucking aliens back in the past and then the predators are created to go kill them. Like that's the only thing
Yeah,
that
but
could
you're bringing
tie
predators
Yeah,
in.
but
into
you
it.
see, there's
But
no point in bringing Predators into it. I think
but it
Predators
is.
is like it's kind of like a Godzilla versus King Kong thing. Like no one gives a shit. They just want to see it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's.
But like, I mean, it's still part of like the like a movie
Yeah,
franchise. Like,
I know, I
Alien
know,
is
I
tied
know.
to it. Like King Kong on Godzilla, wherever the fuck. Like, is there a movie King Kong versus Godzilla? I
Yeah,
swear
but
there is.
it's really old. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It's like the old Godzilla, like the original stop motion, or is that what
Mm.
it's called? Stop motion Godzilla.
Yeah.
They did a thing of that,
But
but yeah,
there's
that's
like
not based.
100 Godzilla movies if you actually
Yeah,
look it up.
exactly. Yeah.
It's
But I
just
think they have the thing now of, uh, I think obviously what it was leading to was the planet of the aliens, the new place where he's going with the new embryos. You know, he has 2,000 people on that ship that are all gonna become
Alien
aliens, and he's
surrogates.
going to an uninhabited planet. So he gets to just control aliens from there, and then kind of go from there. I guess you know what I mean. He has the ship to fucking attack. He has the, you know, to go to other places and things like that. Which kind of something I liked. I thought he was just gonna kill everyone on the ship. I thought he was just gonna set it so that they all burn or whatever. You know, remember the guy burned at the
Yeah.
start of the thing.
yeah.
Now, obviously he did
Franco.
that. I think he did that to the captain people, or not the yeah, the captain and the other and Tennessee, because he says on the monologue, he says, "Oh, they've died or whatever, or something like that." I don't know what he says. And then he goes, "But the 2,000 people are still alive." And then he goes into the thing, and I was expecting him to just start fucking stabbing the embryos or something like that, and then he just fucking regurgitates the facehugger egg or the facehugger embryo, and I was like, that was kind of cool. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
it is kind
not
of
it
cool.
wasn't
It's
cool,
kind
it
of
was
cool
just
that he
interesting. Like,
yeah, he's like he's like considering himself a god now. Like he's
yeah,
creating creatures, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the aliens are his invention.
mhm.
The aliens didn't exist before him. Well,
Yeah.
actually, no. Well, like
Well,
they
they did,
did
yeah,
in a
because
sense, but he perfected them.
he perfected them. Yeah, he says that. Like the white ones were made by just the planet and the
Yeah, I honestly I watched it like last Sunday. Or no, wait. When did we do the last? I watched it like last Saturday or Sunday, and I
Friday.
can't even remember where the white one came from.
The white one was it's
Oh,
a
was it the
hybrid.
small one?
Yeah,
No.
no, well, yeah, but he grows into a big one.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Okay.
it is
Yeah.
the little small ferocious one. So
Yeah.
basically, step on a plant and the thing, a little,
Yeah, I remember that. It
basically
like
little
goes up
dust
his nose
particles
and
come
goes
out.
into
Yeah.
his ears and shit.
But they're like a hybrid between the planet and humans. Like, if you know what I mean, like
Yeah,
the thing. But then he made it so that it was just.
it's cool shit. And the ship was, I thought yeah, I don't know. Some of it didn't make sense. Like when bad David, which one's the bad one? David or Walter? David is the bad
Walter's
one.
the
Yeah.
bad one. Yeah.
When David was explaining what he did to the planet.
Yeah.
Do you remember he was like, oh, I came down in a fucking ship and melted everybody because I can do that. You know what I mean? Like that was weird.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense because it's like I'm sure they were gonna maybe do a thing where they followed him before, like how he got that ship and how he.
Well, he got the ship from Prometheus. That was the Prometheus ship.
Yeah, but where did he get the fucking juice from? The fucking
The
death
eggs
bees.
things.
The juice.
He just pours the juice on them, man. The eggs, all the eggs and shit.
Oh, is that what they were?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they
I
were
thought
in
they were
Prometheus.
just burning them. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah,
I thought it was like,
I've
okay.
honestly no idea. That was very confusing. And if I
And
looked
happened
into it, I'd
very
probably
not
find an answer.
earlier on
But
necessarily, but it was very quick, and I was kind of just like, oh, So he just murdered everyone then.
Yeah, and like, is there only one colony on this entire planet of like sentient creatures? He just killed all of them in.
Well, I
There's
suppose
just
maybe they were like,
30 dudes in this planet.
yeah, but they seem to be like kind of worshipping him though, which was kind of
Yeah,
weird
they
because
were like
I'm
primitive, I
pretty sure
think.
he said,
had
I'm
he
pretty sure
been
he
there
said
for,
that. I'm pretty sure he said that. He said I came here like a god or something like that.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
primitive.
they were all coming around being like, "Oh shit, man, he's back again. Let's go give him some gifts." And then he's like,
Give him the
"Nah,
juice.
Nah, fam.
Like
give him the
Columbus.
juice."
Oh.
I remember growing up like playing an alien game. I'm pretty sure I can remember vividly playing an alien game.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Did
don't
any of you
remember
guys
any
ever
old alien game. What is it?
I
Isolation?
do have a. No, yeah, I remember. Like, was it old, old?
old? Like I mean, like from maybe like PS2 days or some shit like
Yeah.
fucking
I
old.
remember an old
Alien
alien game.
PS2.
Yeah.
Alien versus Predator. This is
Ah,
2003. That's the only one.
that was probably the game I was playing. Was there
Yeah.
any
Oh, and then
games you guys are
Predator
playing?
game as well.
I played. Man, this is gonna sound weird, but I played an alien game on the Sega Saturn.
Sega Saturn.
What
Yeah.
the fuck is
Jesus
that?
Christ. How did you
Aliens.
have
I'm
a
gonna look it
Sega
up.
Saturn?
Alien Sega Saturn. Yeah. Yeah, that's the game I played. You can look up screenshots of it and shit.
Yeah,
It's
Alien Trilogy.
mm, it's
Jeez.
it was not a good game. No,
What do you mean?
I
95% like this video game?
yeah, I'm sure they did. 95% of all the 3 people that played it. 1996. Yeah, no, my cousin used to. Well, he still does, I assume, collect old consoles, and he'd get a few games for them. So when I was like, I don't know, like 8 or 9 maybe, that was one of the games he had, and I just was just playing for a little bit. I played a good few old games like that, so yeah.
Oh,
Um,
that's good.
have you played Alien Isolation?
No,
What
never played it.
It came out. Not it came. It came out ages ago, but it was on sale for like €1.50 the other day,
Oh
and
damn.
I bought it. So
Why? Oh, Jesus Christ.
With
What?
horror games, man. They freak me out.
I love horror games.
Like I like horror movies because
Mhm.
I can just watch it, but when it's a horror game, you're in it. You know what I mean? Like it's
Mm.
like 10 times scarier. I have to control them going around the corner. Do you know what I mean? Like I can scream at the TV and say, "Don't go around that corner, idiot!" But I have to make the conscious decision of, yeah, let me just walk into this fucking closet where the
Yeah.
bad guy is. You know what I mean? Some shit.
So
I
wait,
like
did you?
the
So
fucking
did you?
alien can like drop down from like the fucking ceiling and that. If it ever fell on me, I think I just throw my controller.
Yeah. So did you play like PT and stuff like that when that
Yeah,
came
I
out?
actually did. Yeah, I played PT. I played with one of my friends, Michael. We went around, and the two of us shot ourselves
Oh,
multiple times.
that
Like
was
we
the
went, we played
scariest
through
thing
that.
I've ever played.
I don't know. I'd say we got like how many endings was there? Fuck, there was so many.
There
But
was only one, wasn't there? There
oh
was
no,
the there was the Daryl Dixon one.
yeah, but there's loads of like different possibilities of dying, like the way you can die.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Like there was
But you
so many
always come
like
back, like.
yeah, but
What do you mean?
no,
I'm confused by what.
like PT, the game where you're just walking through the
The same
thing.
corridor, yeah.
Yeah, the same corridor over and over again. There's like I
There's
don't know
only
how
one
many different
ending, and
ways.
it's the one that gave you the trailer with Daryl Dixon.
I mean, my
Red
question
Dead
He's
is
Redemption
more.
clicking.
2, anyone?
I mean, like my question is more so like what games you guys played in your childhood. But we can go down this one. No bother.
We'll cover that after.
Yeah, so there's one like I'm looking at it now, right? There's one clear way where you get the ending, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, right, which gives you your the Daryl Dixon shit,
yeah,
right?
and it was
But there's
really
like
hard to get for some reason. You had to like
a
scream into your
gajillion ways
microphone
that
and
you
shit.
can die, and then I scream, and then I say I'm not gonna play anymore, and then we go back and we play it again, right?
Yeah.
So we played through it like
But wait, do
I
you
don't know.
consider dying an ending then? The game doesn't start you over when you die.
Yeah, but I mean it's still an ending.
But it's not because the game
It
doesn't
is.
start again.
Yeah,
You don't
but
like
it kinda does.
restart. If the game ends,
What I remember from it, it ends, or not, it ends, but you restart and you're back in the normal house again. Like you're not back in this scary place anymore, and you have to walk through another 50 times. And then you die.
Yeah, but it was all part of it. Like I remember distinctly, right? You go through and like all this shit happens, and then there's at like your third go through, you turn a corner and there's a dude underneath the light.
Was it not randomly generated though?
No. It definitely was not. 100% was not. You go through the third time, there's a dude standing underneath the light. Or wait, it's hardly randomly generated for like each person that they.
That's what I thought it was.
But like, like I would restart that game from scratch, like, and I'd get the same thing throughout. And every playthrough that I've watched as well, they've all had the same thing. After a certain point, random things start happening. But the first like 4 or 5 times you go in, like the door creaks open and you have to hold down the right stick to look in the bathroom door, and then she appears and closes it. That happens every time. The fetus in the sink happens. Yeah, soon every time. The dude standing underneath the light happens every time, and her popping up behind you and like doing her weird thing, and then you fall to the ground. Happens every time. But apart from that, there's other things that happen randomly.
Chandelier by the front door, and she leaps on you from the fucking balcony.
Did she leap on you? She never leaped on me. I've never seen that happen. I've seen her
talking out my ass then.
I've seen her. What I remember is you look up at the balcony and she's standing there, and then she backs away into the shadows, like.
I don't know. Maybe I'm dreaming. Maybe I just had a dream that this happened after playing it because I was scared. But I swear to God, dude.
I'm looking it up right now.
The light starts going like, so you're like, what do I do? And then you look up at the light and she's just like, bah.
She's on the chandelier?
She's up.
Yeah, on the balcony. And like you're looking at the shadows and shit, and like her shadow is there, like the light's behind you and it's projecting forward and you can see her. PT girl jumps on you.
What triggers your death in this game? Does this have a list?
All scripted and random Lisa encounters. I didn't know her name was Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa's your wife. It's her.
Scripted encounter. Yeah, so there's scripted and random Lisa
so
encounters.
Got the, what's it called, randomly generated from.
I'm kind of scared watching this, to be honest.
There was a little bit of difference.
Yeah, I'm looking at the thing where she's on the balcony and she's just looking down at you. Does she jump down? Man, I'm gonna jump out of my ass if she
just scream.
No, she just backs away.
There's no way of looking this up.
Just look up Lisa jumps off balcony, innit? Or Lisa jumps on you or something.
Man, that game was scary as
I put in jump, it comes up jump scare. Leaps.
Off balcony.
Yeah, that was probably leaps off balcony. This is gonna be a weird search. We're always being followed. Dude, shut the fuck up. Oh fuck me. I have to watch all Lisa encounters. All right, let me just get scared for 3. Wait, this is 3 minutes and 40. Fuck this.
Yeah,
this
fuck that.
Yeah,
We're are we actually? We're streaming it. We're gonna watch this. All right. This is a blast from the past.
So this is all the main parts. So it's not gonna be half as scary because the
Make
scariest
sure you
part
full
is not
screen it
knowing
too.
when she's gonna jump out.
Yeah, exactly.
God
Wait,
bless.
Peter, have you ever played this?
I never played it, but I watched a playthrough.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck this shit.
Yeah, there's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the scripted one.
And she's tall as fuck.
Yeah. And then the light goes out, and then the light comes back on, and there's loads of cockroaches.
Dude, it's stressing me out.
Yeah.
It's stressing me out.
And the
She's
radio.
a whole NBA player.
Oh, he's just going.
Oh my god, that frightened the shit out of me.
Shit, maybe that's what I'm talking about then. Look at him.
Big man,
This guy's keep looking at her, bro. I'm stressed out beyond belief.
Does she appear in the mirror? I've never seen that.
That's really cheap. It's horrible.
Okay, I've never seen that one before.
Alright, okay, yeah, I need to talk about stuff after this. Man, pick up the baby, Jesus Christ.
This is a scripted one as well.
It's really early on. Why is he looking down? He's slag. lag. This guy's awful. Why do you look down?
This is the one that always scared me. Because she looks terrifying.
It took one too many E's.
Walking Lisa.
Oh yeah, when she walks towards you.
Big man, she's 7 foot tall.
She's getting taller.
I like that he backs away. Good shout, man. Don't blame him.
By the way, I'm holding my headset above my head.
I can hear it. Above your head.
Oh, that was great.
Possessions? Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I remembered that.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Fuck that bitch.
Oh, how did that get me? Could this just happen? Oh, there she's backwards.
She's gonna moonwalk into you. Oh god, she kinda did.
Man, I'm sweating.
Man, I don't remember happening with you.
That happened. That is a lot. I don't remember this happening ever.
I feel like it got updated or some shit, bro.
Yeah, well you can't play it anymore.
Yeah, because it goes down and you only play it if you had it on.
Yeah, no, well you can only play it if you still have it installed. You can't even.
Ja tego nie będę w to grać.
Yeah, that's.
Nie będę w to grać, jesteś świnią, Tomek.
Peter, is that you talking?
No, that's not me.
Obviously.
From behind. Yeah. Why would you turn around? You fucking.
That's a scripted one.
That guy just 360'd into her.
360 no scope.
So I remember there's one in the
And then she
bathroom,
pees on
right,
you.
where you look into the. You look at. Why is he moving while she's peeing?
Skirk.
So, right, so I have a totally different recollection of that. To me, that's not all of them. To me, there's one where you're in the bathroom, right? And you turn around, and she opens the thing, and like she does the same kind of face effect where she's like in your face, right?
Like she opens the shower curtain thing.
Yeah, she opens the shower curtains and grabs you.
I've no recollection of that whatsoever.
I think I'm insane, or maybe I just had a sick version.
You got a cool version,
My
yeah.
dad, yeah, I don't know.
Hideo Kojima's your dad.
Lisa's my dad.
Man, I should not have been as freaked out as I was. I was proper sweating.
I still
I
have
had
it.
to look around my room.
We'll do a playthrough of it.
Make sure she
Viral Boys playthrough PT.
Bro, stop, man! I actually have a panic attack.
I'm so happy we can't.
Why not?
What you can't?
We can't play it anymore, right?
I have it. If you have it, you can still play it.
Man, listen. I mean, I'll watch it with you.
Nah, man, you'll be taking that controller. What's the scariest game? We should play a super scary game.
Yeah, I'm down.
Silent Hill's pretty scary.
What's the scary game?
Let me look that shit up. Silent Hill. Scariest
Undertale.
Undertale.
Yeah, in fairness, Alien Isolation is a good one.
Yeah,
I would
Alien
say,
Isolation is good.
Resident Evil 7, but I watched about 3 playthroughs of that because I loved that game.
Yeah, I loved it too.
I really did like playing through that.
But do you know what we should do?
Watching. Yeah?
You can VR that.
Oh my Jesus.
No,
wallahi.
no. I think I might piss myself. No.
Nah. Okay, we gotta do that.
I'll be in your room while you play it.
Yeah,
Nah, we all gotta go, you know. We all gotta take turns.
God.
Big man.
VR freaks me out.
Man, I'll be in there, and if a monster comes, I'm just gonna close my eyes.
They do PT VR? They did, didn't they, on PC?
Yeah, yeah, they must have on PC. We'll find a scary game to play. That'll be fun. Prey? I
Yeah,
wouldn't
it says
consider.
Resident Evil
Oh,
7
Bioshock. Bioshock kind of freaked me out.
Bioshock?
The first one.
Bioshock is super scary. Yeah, the first one. Uh,
It's tense.
Layers of Fear. That'd be a good one.
Yeah,
Five
I've watched
Nights
a
at
playthrough of
Freddy's.
that as well. Oh, I have that for VR as well.
I got too scared.
Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, VR.
Ooh, man, fuck VR, bro.
Why?
I will shit myself. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
content, bro. It's content.
Yeah, but the aftermath is gonna be clean. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
There's quite a few ones there.
Okay, so we'll go on to what. Okay, so what was your childhood games? Well, while we're on the topic of games.
Who wants to go first, boys?
Well, okay, my entire childhood, I always played Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank 3 in particular, I played that every day for like a year, I'd say, when I was 8 maybe. I played the other Ratchet and Clanks as well, but Ratchet and Clank 3 I just loved.
I played one
I-
Ratchet and Clank. I really liked it, but I honestly couldn't tell you the name of it. And
Was it an old one?
yeah, no, it was like on PS2.
Yeah.
Man, I can second that. I played the fuck out of Ratchet and Clank.
Oh,
But
I
like,
loved it.
I wasn't like, cause I don't know, I wasn't really into games. Um,
Oh
I
man,
don't know what age. I was kind of like, kind of like Carol, like outside playing football and shit. I didn't really want to be, but I was, and then I got an Xbox for like maybe when I was like 9, right? Maybe around
Yeah.
then, 9, 10. So it wasn't like super late or anything. I think it was like a good time for me to get it, but
Man, I got a PS2 when I was 4.
oh, fuck that.
Yeah, I got it the same day that my sister was born, so
Nice.
they're like so we got a new baby now, so we gotta get a babysitter. Or we could just get him a PlayStation.
So
It,
you'll never leave the house.
it worked.
did you ever play Jack and Daxter?
Yeah, I love Jack Naxter.
That was a fucking vibe. But the one I played that caused so many fucking fights in the house was Shrek Smash and Crash.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Oh, that
Bro,
was a quality game.
if you picked Shrek, you were just flying.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah, dude.
flying.
Oh my
Shrek or
god,
Donkey
dude,
Kong?
that's such a blast. Holy shit, man. I played on PSP, I didn't play on PS2.
Yeah.
Man, the amount of fights that would happen. I remember because it was my game, right?
Nice.
And so I got it gifted for like a birthday or something for the PS2, and the whole like as soon as I started playing this shit, the whole family got hooked, and it was me and like my older brothers and his mates. They were playing this shit as well. Like now they were like 14 or something at the time or 15, whatever the fuck. But like they're playing the fuck out of this game, and I'm playing and I lose and I get vexed. I like because they would come over and we do a tournament, and I lost, so I'm kicked out of the tournament, so I can't play for another like 10 games. So I got upset, and I'm like, you know what, fuck this. I took the game out of PS2 as it was running. I just slid the shit open, took it out, and I left. I'd never seen like 8 people so like defeated because I couldn't do it. It was my game.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're a little bitch, Peter, to be honest.
I was a cunt. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
What
I deserved it.
That was a good game to bring up. Fuck.
Yeah. Another one that's kind of similar was and it was actually remastered recently, but Crash Team Racing or whatever that was. I played that a
Oh
lot.
yeah, yeah.
And honestly, I don't remember much about it. I remember the hub world for some reason, and I remember the loading screens you could burp and fart.
Oh,
You could make Crash burp and fart. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot was another one I played. I played Crash Twinsanity a lot.
I played Crash the first, like the original Crash.
Yeah, I played all them too in the
I played that
PS1.
late though, I think. Because I got that on like, I think I could be wrong now, because it's either PS2 or they did it again on the not did it again, but like allowed you to play it on the PS3. And I can't remember if I played it on PS2 or PS3 or not.
Yeah.
If it's not on PS3, then I definitely played it on PS2. But I would have played that late because we got a PS2. Like we had the 360 first, and then my other brother, not Carl, gave us what did he give us? He gave us a PS3, and then I think he gave us a PS2 after, just because he was. And there was like a couple games on it, and Crash was one of them. So it was kind of like, oh, like I knew, even when I was young, I don't know what age I would have been then, maybe around like 11 or something like that. Because I was like, oh, I know this is meant to be a game. You know what I mean? Like everyone says,
Crash
Crash is
Bandicoot.
like a childhood game or whatever. So I was like, fuck it, I'll give it a go on that. But
Yeah,
sick game.
that's a really good game. I'm trying to think of other things. I played a lot of Space Invaders. There's like a PS2 Space Invaders game that came out. I played the fuck out of that, and man, I used to have so many PS2 games. It was insane. Like I never had a collect on any other console I've ever had. I've had like PS3, Xbox 360, PS4. I've had like the Wii. I have a Wii U. I've like basically everything except an Xbox One
Yeah.
that came out in the last however many years, like 15 years or whatever, since the PS2. And I've never had a collection of games like I did on the PS2. Like them shits, they were just pumping games out for that bitch. Like a movie would come out, and then a game of that movie would come out the next day. Like,
we were talking about I don't know if Peter was there. We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
King Kong game.
oh man,
What was that on?
I don't think
that
I
was
ever
on
I think I
played that.
played it
PS2.
on PSP. Uh, Jeez, that shit was sick though. I really liked that game. It was
Yeah,
impossible, but it was
man, I completed it once, and I was so happy.
I can't remember completing it, to be honest.
I
I
remember
genuinely
the
can't
ending and
remember
everything.
getting past the centipedes in the caves.
No, I remember. I remember everything. I remember there's a level. Well, I don't remember everything. I remember a few things about it. I remember there was a level where it was like the movie, where there was like what are the long neck fuckers?
Brontosauruses?
Yeah, there's like brontosauruses running in like a canyon, and you had to not die to the brontosauruses, and that was impossible. I remember a T-Rex shows up like 5 times, and it's impossible to kill him.
Yeah.
And I remember the ending because it's like the ending to the movie. You're in New York, like it's
Oh,
cool.
then I can't say that. I could, maybe I just don't remember because it was a while.
That's gonna be another episode of the Viral Boys play then.
What is
King Kong.
King Kong? Nice.
I
I mean,
yeah,
I
I
don't know how
have
we're
it.
gonna find that.
I have it on the PS2, and I have my PS2 in the games room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude. Man, that game was it was really good though.
I don't know
I have
how
to
we'll
say,
record it, but
just set up an Elgato on a PS2.
is it on Steam?
Surely it probably is.
I wouldn't be
Surely.
surprised.
But yeah, we can try play that. That was such a good game. It was super hard because I think it was hard because it's like usually with them games you kind of expect to be like let through it. You know what I mean? Like there's a very clear, just hit this and then he'll die. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it was like you had to like pick up spears and like have a gun and watch your ammo and stuff like that.
yeah, it was nuts.
It was great, and you actually have to aim, like properly aim, like especially with the spears. Like it wasn't just
Yeah,
like chuck it here. It was you have to wait a while to get it directly where you need to hit them. God, jeez, what an annoyance. But yeah, that was a sick game. Jesus, I played. I'd say most of my like childhood games, like John. Clearly, you're like more PS2. I would say more super duper earlier on was probably PSP games. I don't know why. I think it was probably just the first thing that we had, and then next would have been 360. Like I easily had the most games on the. Because
uh,
that was just when I became a little
on the what
older.
you
Like I
cut out
just
there for a second.
oh, the Xbox 360.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of games for the Xbox 360 as well, and I still have most of them.
Oh, I
I
have all of them,
actually, I can't remember most of my Xbox 360 gaming days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember like Halo and
Yeah,
and I
Halo
remember
Reach.
Gears of War. I remember getting Gears of War 3. Okay, so Gears of War, I've like a history with Gears of War because my cousins who are older than me, they're like they're like 5 to 7 years older than me. Oh, also, man, PGA. I played the shit out of PGA Tour.
Golf?
Yeah,
Oh
What?
no, John.
it was nuts. It was insane. I loved that game. It was so much fun. Um, but anyway, yeah. So my cousins were older, obviously. So when I was like 12, we'll say,
Yeah.
no, well, I'll say 10. When I was like 10, well, I don't know when Gears of War came out, but we'll say whatever age I wasn't allowed to play it because it was an 18s
Nice.
game.
Yeah.
My mum wouldn't let me play it. This was like when Gears of War 2 came out, or like maybe a year after Gears of War 2 came out. But my older cousins had it, and like I'd watch them play, and it always looked really cool, and I'd go on YouTube and I'd like look up gameplay of it and stuff, because it was a fucking sick game. Like the Gears of War 2, the giant worm, that shit was nuts when that came out. Um, and I like made a thesis and synopsis to give my mom on why I should be allowed to play this game. And in the end, right, she went to my cousins and she was like, John wants to get this game, but it's 18s. Like, is it actually that bad? And they said, well, it is kind of violent. Like, the gun that you have is a chainsaw, and you do chop people in half. And
Regularly.
yeah, and they said, but there's a setting in the settings to turn off gore, and there'll be no blood in the game.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay.
And with that, my mom was, yeah, there was. Yeah, everything turned into sparks.
Oh, nice.
With that, my mom let me get the game. So I bought Gears of War 1 and 2, and I played through the two of them. I obviously didn't turn the setting on. She wasn't going to check. But I turned out fine, so whatever the fuck. And
Well,
I mean, I love chainsaws, but no, I played the shit out of them. And then Gears of War 3 came out, and I got that day of release. I pre-ordered it and got a day of release, and it was so fucking good. I remember that shit. But Gears of War 2 was the best. And then I actually never played any of them after Gears 3.
I never ever had like an Xbox much. Like I only played like PlayStation all through my life. But like I could vividly remember my brother playing Halo on the computer, and I'm pretty sure Halo was on the computer at like at one stage. I think it was
It
Halo
was,
one or
yeah, the
two.
first one came out on the computer.
Yeah, he was playing that, and I was just so confused. Like the little fucking minions that run over at you and like explode and shit.
The grunts, yeah.
Oh my god.
I
And
loved
then
Halo as well.
I'd go to my mate's gaff and then fucking play Halo with them or Gears of War, because that's the only thing. That's the only thing Xbox had over PlayStation, pretty much.
This is
Just
true, yeah.
Halo and Gears.
Xbox
And
have like, I don't know if this might be a hot take. I don't think it is, but PlayStation has way better exclusives than Xbox does.
oh,
yeah.
100%, 100%. And Xbox One right now is fucking worthless. It is a waste of money, like because they don't have any other games that like PlayStation doesn't have, and PlayStation has more. Like PlayStation now has like God of War.
Especially when at the
Yeah.
start, when PS4 and Xbox One came out, it was very much PS4 had nothing. Like it was what knack or some shit. Like,
Yeah,
it was
knack.
super bad. I think they had one. I don't remember what the name of the game was, but they had one that was kind of like, oh, okay, like that's kind of 1 point to them. You know what I mean? I genuinely have no idea. Maybe it was Uncharted or something like that. But I don't
Well,
remember.
yeah,
Was
it
it
might.
a Mordor? Was it a Mordor game?
Shadow of Mordor.
Well, that came out for Xbox as well.
Yeah, that came out for Xbox
Okay.
as well. Maybe it was Call of Duty actually. Maybe remember the new Call of Duty? Like, it was just for some reason they were like, yeah, let's make it better on PS4 for some reason. Black Ops 3 or anyway, it was one game, but Xbox had a lot better. Like straight off the bat, Xbox had it a lot better, and I think it's come a long way. Basically, just with God of War, to be honest. God of War makes it better than
Yeah.
everything. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, God of War is. I might have said this on a podcast before, but it is the best game in every aspect that I've ever played.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like visuals
action, yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
The story cannot be beat. Combat was nuts as well, and the progression system was really, really good.
It is in all of them. Like when you get all the new
Yeah.
abilities
And what was the other game? It didn't come out with PS4, but it came out like it was remastered PS4. But The Last of Us is
of course,
also one of the best games that I've ever played, and I have The Last of Us 2 pre-ordered. Comes out in 20 days, and I cannot wait. That's actually a Friday. That's actually a Friday. Yeah, it is coming out on the 19th.
Yeah.
The 19th of June is when The Last of Us comes out, which is a Friday, which means that we have to record the podcast on the Thursday, because there is no fucking hope I'm coming away from that for that amount of time. I'll record the podcast and play it at the same time.
You're screaming.
Oh man.
Something that I played a lot was fucking the WWE games, SmackDown vs. Raw.
Oh,
I still think
bro.
one of the best games ever made was SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 or 10. Honest to
Yeah.
God, man,
Yeah,
No,
unreal. I
yeah.
think it was just, oh, it was just so good. You could just
definitely.
sit there, and the story was so fucking awful, but it was still sick because you were like, man, I'm a fucking wrestler, bro. Like,
Yeah.
this is unreal. And you had the backstage matches and everything like that.
Man, I
Man,
don't even know why you waste your time with the fucking story. Who gave a fuck? I just get one of my brothers or my mates, and then
yeah.
we play the
Uh,
fucking
just
like
get
Hell
them
in
in
a
a
Cell
hell
or
in a
the
cell,
WWE.
bro.
big man, hell in a cell, climb up, chuck somebody off. You could
Yeah.
beat them until like they pretty much die, like they weren't getting back up.
Yeah.
Like the game is actually begging you to pin them, and you just wait like 5 minutes,
Yeah,
and
because they
eventually you have
don't
to
get
get
up.
up.
Yeah.
It was
That was the
beautiful.
funniest shit ever. When you're playing with somebody else and your character's just standing there and they're just on the ground and
Lying.
they're like mashing every button because people thought that that helped.
Because they thought that that's what got you up.
Yeah.
Man,
Having
we
egg.
used to go through controllers because of it. My brother started shaking it, pressing everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
we
man.
used to break controllers left, right, and center.
Oh, so
Oh,
fucking good.
that
I'd
was
say the
really
game I
good.
probably played most as a kid, Halo Reach, though. I swear to God,
Forge
it was
mode?
yeah, like it just had everything. Like it was me and Ryan, one of my friends from like growing up here. I swear to God, for a solid like through summer, I would say for a whole summer at the like school or whatever. I swear to God, this was our day. Was just wake up. I don't know when. Whenever you wake up as a kid, like it's not net. Like now, I wake up like 1, but obviously I woke up earlier then. Wake up, get on Xbox, play Halo Reach, and then till dinner, then eat my dinner, and then come back upstairs and play Halo Reach. That was for a summer. I swear to God, like it was scary to be honest, but I mean still, oh,
Yeah.
it was just
And
the
did you
most
like
entertaining shit ever.
did you play the online?
Yeah.
Like
We played
the PvP?
Infected.
Yeah.
Infected was the best shit ever, and then like I still don't like we played Big Team Battle and stuff on the new one. They not the new one. They released it for PC.
Mm.
And I don't even remember it being that bad, but Jesus Christ, it was awful
Yeah.
because back in I don't know 360 days, that shit was the best thing ever, man. Fucking hijacking banshees out of midair and
Oh
shit
man.
like that. Oh,
Yeah. Honestly, okay, so this is what I used to do in Halo Reach. So Halo Reach, obviously, I was kind of the same. I don't think I played it as much from the sounds of it, but I definitely played it a lot. Like it was one of my top played
yeah,
games,
yeah.
I'd say. Um, I'd get on. I love the PvP as well. Like I played a shitload of the PvP, but I'd get on Forge mode and I do like all these glitches and things that I'd find online. And I swear to God, like I'm not joking. I'd do all this. I'd play Forge mode for an hour. Then I'd leave. I'd go into theater and I'd watch what I did.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
I'd spend another hour with the free cam, like
I remember
watching me
Infected.
doing the glitches that I was doing.
That's slightly sad, but
Yeah, well, I didn't
No,
have
not
Xbox
slightly.
Live for ages,
oh
so. And then even at that, like you had to get gold, and like sometimes I had live, but I didn't have gold,
yeah,
and that's what I'd do. Oh
I
man,
think it was
that was a good old days. I'm just waiting for Forge to come back to the PC one.
yeah, some shit.
Oh, that'd be so much
Forza,
fun.
we played Forza a lot as well.
Mm.
3. It's probably the only race. Well, like we played like Need for Speed. What's the Most Wanted?
Burnout.
Yeah, Burnout as well.
Burnout was a vibe.
Midnight Club LA Remix. Did you play that? Or any of the Midnight
No,
Clubs?
I don't think
That
so.
is the best car game in the world. It was on PSP. I don't know if it came out on other, but like you didn't even do anything. Like there was a story, and you know you could do missions, but you'd literally just get in the car and drive around for the band slack,
Yeah.
just drifting around corners and stuff. Oh, such a good game. Uh,
Oh
yeah.
man, it's kind of bringing me back. I want to go back and play all these games.
I don't really want to because the experience might be so disappointing.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is true. Everything's in rose tinted,
Yeah.
or everything is rose tinted when you're looking back on it. Oh
All
man,
right.
that's some
Do
good
you wanna
shit.
get do you wanna get some current shit?
Cringe.
Alright.
Yeah, sure. I mean, let's get the obvious shit out of the the world and America has gone to the fucking bin, bro. It's gone.
Yeah.
So I assume everybody knows. Let me look up his name so I don't fuck it up. I should
George
probably know it
Floyd.
by now.
Yeah,
George
it's George
Floyd
Floyd. Yeah.
was murdered by a cop.
Mm.
He's after he got third degree murder, right, or some shit.
Yeah.
I could be wrong there, but
He got, I think it's third degree in like He got murder and manslaughter.
yeah. So
But
you know,
those are the
he
charges. Like it's not
get out,
like a.
yeah, he can get out of that, and probably fucking will. Did you guys see the man? I'm gonna be like fucking thing here. I'm gonna stream this actually. Did you guys sorry, I'm just
He's, man, do you know who? Do you know who's a fucking cretin of like the fucking internet right now? Michael McCrudden.
Michael McCrudden.
That
I don't
lad
know
is
who
an
that is.
absolute creature.
Yeah, I haven't.
As soon as like any like celebrity dies, he makes a before they were gone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or
I
like
remember.
he's one of.
I know who you're talking about now.
What an absolute creature! Oh my god.
I don't understand what
Just
you mean by.
profiting off it.
Oh, okay.
Like he made a YouTube video.
Yeah, he makes a YouTube video being like before they were gone, just like talking about like their life and shit, but only after like they die.
Yeah. And he's just trying to benefit off the shit.
Yeah.
Off the, I don't know what the words are, but
Off the
yeah, the
hype.
protests are going crazy though.
Yeah.
It's nuts, and it seems to be getting worse, which is fair enough because they're just not. No one's doing anything to stop it, if that makes sense. Like everybody's complaining, but that's not doing anything. And everybody say, "Oh my God, these guys are thinking," but no one's giving them answers. No one's giving them. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like even Trump has said. Have you seen the stuff that he's said? He
No, what do
said
you
that. So basically, they did a contrast of tweets, right? And back when there was, I don't know what the fuck it was for. It was for a murder, but I don't remember what it was for. But it was white people anyway were protesting, and he said the state of wherever it was needs to give these people what they want. They're just innocent people looking to protest or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's calm. And then obviously this was a 2 days ago maybe. He tweeted saying about the Michigan things. He said these thugs are giving bad. Let me just get it right so
And
that I don't fuck it up.
the
But
famous
basically, he
line.
called the people thugs.
Yeah.
And then said at the end of it, when the looting starts, so does the shooting.
Yeah.
This,
Which is
so
fucking nuts.
I had I had a conversation with somebody the other day about it, and they were like, "Oh, what do you think?" Like, there's like, I don't agree what happened, but like, I do like, but the looting is like the stupidest thing gonna come from it, and like, to a certain degree, I can agree. In terms of like looting doesn't like rioting and like looting doesn't do anything other than like hurt innocent people who just try to run a business, right? But then at the same time, like you, the people around the city or like around America especially, it's like you act civil, you get shot. You act uncivil, you get shot. What's the point in being civil then? If there's no benefit to being
Yeah,
civil.
exactly. Yeah, they're
But
trying to make a point. It's not that
yeah,
they're not using it to steal. Do you know what I mean?
but the thing is, that's another thing. It's like the ones who are like do like a proper protest and just protest and whatever. There's obviously going to be opportunistic people who are like, okay, while the police are focusing on this, let me go do this, or like let me go loot. People setting shit on fire. Like there's anarchists. They just want to see. There's obviously certain people who just want to cause problems, but in the other people who are protesting and like somewhat getting more and more like visibly angry and more violent, you can understand the pain. It's like, mate, this that did nothing wrong and got shot.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do? Continue on our daily life?
The interesting thing about it is, in the past, obviously this happens all the time, and it's not filmed. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not. So it
There's
doesn't.
a recent one.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was the. Oh fuck! I literally seen his name just a couple of seconds ago.
There's a recent video of a cop having his hand around this black lad's neck on his car, and like his girlfriend is like, he can't breathe. He's like, I'm not choking him out, and you can see your man straining, wherever. But he didn't even, the guy who was choking didn't even get arrested. There was nothing to be arrested for. Just let him go.
But
And the cop was a black cop though, like. But I'm like,
Really, that's interesting.
it's not necessarily like a race thing of like, oh, it's white cops. It's just cops in general.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
when people are saying, I had another like I was chatting to another person, and they were saying about how like it's not all cops, not all cops. I saying like, mate, I understand it's not all cops, but most the rest, let's say it's like one or two cops who are bad, right?
Yeah.
The rest who will know they're bad, but will
Yeah, it's like,
actively do nothing about it.
it's
So
like
therefore, they are
the
bad.
church. It's like this honestly, it's like the everyone in the church knew that these particular
Priests.
priests were pedophiles and
Yeah.
touching kids and shit like that. And they all stayed quiet, every single one of them. No one spoke out until fucking some person came out and exposed them, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, we know that." Or it's the exact same. Like they're staying, like they can see this happening. Like I can probably say that the guy that's in the video. There's one guy. The guy's on his neck, and then there's the Chinese guy to his right. I think there's another one like kind of in the background. Even
Probably
this guy
straight Asian, my guy.
yeah, he is Asian, is he not?
You said Chinese.
Oh, sorry, Asian.
God damn it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You get the point. But
Yeah.
he could say, "Oh, I'm not racist. I didn't agree what he's doing." Then stop.
Yeah.
Say, "Here, man, just get up off his thing. Like we can put him in the back." Like it made absolutely no sense as to why they were doing it. Do you know what I mean? Even if he had committed a crime, even if he had shut up. No, 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 maybe not shut up,
No,
but
no,
like
no, no, no. But even still, even if he
yeah,
had shot
like
people,
you
you
have
have
him down on the ground.
like
Put
he
cuffs
can't
on
do
him and
anything.
put him in the back of your car. That's what an arrest is. Do you know what I mean? What's he waiting for? Do you know?
I feel it was a power thing. He just
It
wanted
It
to
is,
like, hold him
100%.
there, being like, I can do this to you wherever. Like,
Yeah, and yeah, 100%. And
yeah.
it was, but the thing is the way it obviously it happens all the time, but a lot of times it's like they actually commit a crime, right? And they go,
Yeah.
that's my excuse for doing this. Like
Yeah.
I'm hurting him because he just committed a crime or he hurt someone else. This
Yeah.
guy, even if he committed the crime that he was thinking of, it
Mhm.
was fraud of a check or something like.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a fuck? Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, arrest it. Like, if he did it, it's still. I think it's still alleged. I don't even know if he's been. I don't know if he's been proven innocent or guilty. But even
Yeah.
if he did it, still, like, it's a simple arrest. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
not. There's nothing confusing about it. It's not. A lot of times they have the excuse of maybe they had a weapon on them or whatever. Something like that, where you kind of have to. Obviously, you can't just go and arrest a man with a gun. Anyone,
Yeah.
doesn't matter who it is, right? Like you have to kind of be careful and you have to be ready to shoot him in case he shoots you. But it just like this unarmed man who just committed fraud. Who gives a? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I got when I first heard the whole situation, I got so fucking angry, and especially as soon as I heard the fact that like whilst he was like he had his knee in his neck, he was crying out for his mother. His mother was dead. He was crying out for his dead mother because he was that fucking scared, and then they kill him. I was so vexed, and I'm usually somebody who's like I'm not like, for example, like the death penalty. I'm not gonna do that because usually there's always like an air of like he could be innocent. You don't want to take that risk because usually sometimes like a few years along the line, like, oh, DNA evidence proved like he was innocent.
Yeah, of
You
course.
already killed him, but he's dead. In this case, if you had enough like
Video evidence.
you
Yeah.
have video evidence, kill him. Like honestly, I was so vexed. I was like, death penalty immediately. I was so vexed.
So there's something that after coming out as well, which is super interesting because people are outraged about it again, is that the what do you call the people who look at the dead bodies to see what killed them?
Morticians?
Coroners, yeah, but there's a like a
The
process
morgue?
that happens.
Morticians?
No, like there's a
autopsy.
autopsy. Well done. So the autopsy revealed that actually the guy on choking him had nothing to do with him dying, and it showed no evidence of him suffocating him, and he had underlying issues with his arteries or something along those lines, and there was a potential of toxins to be in play that may have killed him.
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
everyone's going, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like, there's a video of a man lying on his neck for 9 minutes, and you're telling me that does not affect you living? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's like saying,
I had my hands around his throat, but he just stopped breathing.
yeah, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Oh my
Like, even if
fucking
he had a
god.
heart attack, the reason he's having a heart attack is on top of him. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Man.
it's just mental. It makes absolutely no sense.
And this is something that. Oh, John, you want to say something?
Me?
No,
I didn't see him.
no,
Oh,
you didn't say
oh,
anything.
okay. And this is something that's been like constantly happening for like for example in the past, like when they were killed, like wherever, it was always convenient. Now they always had drugs on them,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like, or and there was video evidence of like cops planting
yeah.
drugs and shit. So this is something that's constantly happening. It's like the whole institution is kind of like a
That's what everyone's
fraternity.
saying about the autopsy. They're saying they're just lying.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
they're
they've
just
found
looking
this
out
out
for their
about.
friends
Yeah,
or
like
whatever.
I'm sure it is true that he does have underlying health issues. I'm not doubting that.
Mm.
But they're just looking for a con way out of not even not having the man arrested. I don't think they care
To
about that. They
reduce the
just want to
sentence.
keep the integrity of the police, and so there's not fucking outrage like like worthy outrage that is happening right now. I don't know if
Mm.
that's a good way of saying it, worthy outrage, but like, you know, if that makes sense, like it's just they're just trying to con their ways out of it again, which is
And
just crazy.
something like I fucking hate. I hate when people aren't like when they jump on the bandwagon of like, yeah, police are bad. Do you know what I'm saying? When they could have been in a position to support something support it in the first place.
Yeah.
So, for example, you know Colin Kaepernick, right?
No, I can't say I do.
Okay, so he was a
Sounds super
quarterback.
familiar though. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a quarterback back in like 2017, 18, or whatever.
Okay.
And there was a whole thing where like the national anthem in America is like
Yeah, where
sacred,
he was
whatever.
kneeling.
Oh yeah, the guy that took
Yeah,
the knee. Yeah, sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he was taking a knee for police brutality because at that time it was another like bigger lad outside of a store who got choked out because literally everybody was on his neck. He had underlying health conditions as well, but he also got choked out in a similar way.
Yeah.
And you know how like the news stories are, like as soon as something bad happens, everybody's outraged for like 30 hours, and then it's gone out the fucking window. So he was like, I'm gonna take a knee during the national anthem where everybody's supposed to stand to make sure that the police brutality doesn't get like overshadowed. I'm
Mhm.
gonna make sure like it's in the question. So he gets like a massive like a sponsorship for like Nike and everything because like he gets so much backlash. Nike endorsed him, being like, yeah, we respect everything like you did for whatever. And then
Yeah.
all these like white people, especially, they were like,
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was 100%. Yeah.
they were just sitting there being like, "Oh, you're disrespecting the troops." I was like, "Man, are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, it
How does
was
that make
ridiculous.
any sense?"
It was like you're disrespecting America. You're not just like you're not. It was, they were saying that it wasn't what you're saying it is. You just hate America.
It was them
It
literally.
was like it's what they tried to turn it into.
Yeah, they were them plucking at straws. They were looking for something to get mad at. They were like, "Oh man, you're disrespecting the truth. My sister was in the army. I don't give a fuck about your sister, big
Yeah.
man. That isn't the question." And it's just they didn't have anything to like talk like to poke at, and they were like, "Okay, we're gonna just draw something else." And then the most annoying part was like his fellow like NFL like players. Some of them, especially black players who'd been through, who knew about the police brutality shit as well, they didn't like back him. They agreed with everything he was saying, but didn't back him, right?
Yeah.
So then it ended up in a way Colin Kaepernick lost his job, and no team,
Yeah, no team
there
would
was,
take him.
no
Yeah.
team would take him back because like a memo was sent. If anybody gives him a whatever, they might be
Was
forced to
that?
sell the
You know,
team.
I don't get me wrong. I believe that that's true, but
So
was that confirmed?
I'm not entirely sure, but
Yeah,
that's what we're saying. I'm
that's
not
why
entirely,
I believe it as well. But
yeah. And like so he was no team would like touch him for like a year or so, and like recently like a few months ago they were giving him like tryouts, but no team and then nowadays I'll go on like ESPN and you have all these other NFL players who are like, yeah, this is awful. I'm like, big man, shut the fuck up. You were there. You could have been. You could have kind of stopped this before this ever happened. But if
yeah, if
more
he wasn't
black
alone, it
players,
would have been harder to deal with.
like
If that makes sense.
Yeah, like
if you
what if every
Everybody
black NFL player, or even just every
if,
NFL player?
Black, just every NFL player should feel the same way about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they
every
should. I wasn't saying that.
but like
Everyone should, sorry.
but I feel like with the black players, it's more of a personal thing for you lot
Yeah,
because
of
you
course.
go through it all the time. If every black player like in the NFL took a knee, that is almost like 70% of the fucking players. You can't get
Yeah.
rid of them. You can't. So then
No.
Colin Kaepernick doesn't get singled out. He still has his job, and then it's more of an effective protest. The NBA is full of niggas. Every single one of them, if there's a problem with this shit, they all stand like, yeah, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. You can't get rid of black players in the NBA. You can't.
No, they run it.
I dare you to get rid of LeBron James. Try it.
Yeah.
See what happens. Like, but then you see all this. Oh, man, it's so vexing. It annoys me. And you have these fucking idiots online who are like discussing like, oh yeah, I don't agree with this, but like looting is bad. I'm like, nobody's agreeing looting is good. But you can't like sit in your high horse, in your privileged high horse, and be like, oh, looting is bad. You shouldn't be doing it. Like, it's bringing light to a bigger question, because otherwise this just would have been another fucking it's actually embarrassing how I don't even know the other names of like the other like two deaths
Yeah.
in the past of police brutality, because it just moves on. Your man who
Yeah.
killed,
100%, yeah.
I think it was like Trayvon Martin or something. Your man who killed him got off. He got acquitted.
Yeah.
Like it's a constant thing. And then literally weeks beforehand, two lads with a gun just chased down a black lad walking into a building and shot him.
It's just madness.
Yeah, it is. It's yeah. No, I agree with you with like the looting thing. I agree with you with everything. But like the looting thing and the rioting, it's a response to a lack of response, if you get me.
Yeah.
Like it's this bad thing is happening repeatedly and nothing is being done about it, despite the amount of people that are sharing it on social media and the attention it's getting. Like people will tweet and they'll make a statement and then it's forgotten about. They're trying to make sure that that doesn't happen, that this is actual change. Like,
In not a bad way, it's for attention. They want the attention to stay on
yeah,
one
exactly.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it's like
Did you
don't
see?
want it to be blown over.
Yeah. Did you see the businesses that like
Yeah.
posted on Facebook and stuff?
Yeah.
No, that was good. Where like their shops were like set on fire or whatever, and these I saw two examples. They were like, oh, like our shop, it's a shame, like it's unfortunate our shop was, damaged or whatever. But it's for a good cause. Like things need to change. One of them even said like, my family is safe. I'm safe. I'm unharmed. The same can't be said about George Floyd. Like, they said, we're insured. The shop will be back, but things need to change. So even the shop owners were like, or cafes or whatever.
Similar note, the exact same. Did you see the conspiracy that the police are sending in shooters to make the situation worse?
You cut out there with
Yeah,
your
you
sister, baby?
cut
Did
out
you
again.
hear that there's a conspiracy that the police or I assume that's police, who the fuck knows, the
Yeah.
government are sending in undercover looters to make it worse. There
You
was a
see,
video that came
Yeah,
up
I
that
heard that. There's a
street
guy
and
just smashing windows.
yeah, there was one video where a guy comes in he's all in all black and like covering up his face and everything, just walks in with a hammer out of nowhere, like he's not a part of the thing, and everyone's kind of together, if that makes sense, like they're doing it together because that's what it is. And
Yeah.
he just comes in around the corner, goes bop bop bop, smashes like 5 windows or something like that across a line, and then just walks away, and everyone chases him down, and they're like, I mean, who are you? And he's like, get the fuck away from me. And he's like, no, who are you? Are you a cop? And the guy just doesn't answer him.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of just ends there. And then there was another video of people again, all in black. Now these guys didn't look like cops, and obviously you can't not you can't look like a cop either. Well, you can, but you know what I mean. I'm not saying you have to look like a cop, but these guys kind of looked more like, I don't know, like people from Texas. They just started coming in with a load of wood and just to start setting bonfires in the middle of the street. Like every single one of them was, and just all piling in with shit, all wearing black, all covering their face, and everyone's kind of around going, "No, let's not do that." You know what I mean? Let's not set the place on fire. And they're like,
Yeah.
"No, fuck this shit." And
And I'm confused though. Is that like in order to be supportive of the riot?
no, so people are saying that they're doing that because that's not necessarily what
The
the
protest
riot.
one.
Yeah, because it's a protest. I feel like there's a difference between protesters and rioters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it kind of, it started off as a thing, and then no one was saying anything, so they said, "Fuck it." That's kind of how it escalated, right? And so they're saying that in order for more damage to be done, so that they have a reason to not necessarily start shooting, but start arresting, start taking more,
Oh yeah, I get you.
proper manners to get rid of what's going on, they're making it worse, setting places on fire, breaking more windows when that's not happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When
But
the innocent people aren't doing that.
I,
It's
I,
again, this is all a conspiracy theory that people
yeah,
have come up with,
but the
but it's
thing is,
still
th-
interesting.
that's the problem with like the American like police system is the fact of this conspiracy. You're telling me this,
That's
and if you
possible.
told me, if you exactly, if you told me like the Irish police are doing this, I'm like, come on, like
Yeah.
really, they don't really do much, like because it's not much to do. But then, like, if you're telling me like American police say, yeah, man, they're bringing in like jihadists, they're bringing in like fucking nuclear bombs, I'd be like, you know what? Probably because they there is nothing they won't do that I'd be like, nah, that's out of character, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Did you
crazy.
see where there was a Reaper drone circling
Yeah.
Minneapolis?
Yeah.
Man, like what? Whose idea was that? They're like, do you know what, guys? Just sending in the drones. They're like, all right, let's get the military grade drones. Let's just nuke the city, bro. Hiroshima
Do you
head
know what?
ass.
If we kill all of them, nobody can complain.
Yeah, but we gotta do it in secret. Tell them it was aliens.
Man, I say
Bro, and
it's
then
like
the alien just came down and took everybody. It was so weird.
Yeah. It was
Stupid
Russians. Oh no,
ass.
wait. Then no, America's not
they'd
blamed for
find some way to blame George Floyd.
it.
He came
Yeah.
back, bro. He just killed everybody, like except the
That's
Yeah.
why
police,
we
but
killed them.
everybody else.
That police officer was from the future.
Yeah. Oh man.
uh,
It's so
yeah,
Shit hit
stupid.
though.
it's just crazy and it's fucked up.
It is
And
crazy.
we're
It's a
still getting
crazy time we
better.
live in. It's so weird that we're in a pandemic and this is happening. I forgot about
Yeah,
coronavirus
what,
for
what the
like
fuck? They're not social
the last
distancing.
3 days.
Social distance rioting, standard. Um,
Everybody's within 6 feet.
I just find it insane that we're still at this fucking place in society. Like it just shouldn't be. Like I don't understand how
Yeah, but
people can
there's
think that way.
always.
I know there's always going to be them. I know, but it's just such an insane way of thinking. Same with
But
when
they need. The thing is,
Ted
like, these people might exist, but they need to be taught that they can't get away with these things.
yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Mm.
And then
Yeah,
eventually it'll be weeded
yeah.
out.
But I feel like
You
it's
have
I
a
feel
few extremist groups, but I mean,
Yeah,
I
like
feel like
that
it's
dude was clearly like,
it's
oh,
like
I'm a police
the
officer.
police system. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the worst place they can be.
I feel like it's more of an institutional problem because I remember like there's a Joe Rogan podcast that you should listen to. It's fucking incredible. He has this like ex Baltimore cop, and the Baltimore cop he was in the military beforehand, and he left the military after doing his service wherever, and he was like he came back and he was saying like he just needed that same adrenaline that he had when he was like abroad, like fighting. So he was like, okay, there's no regular job like scanning boxes is gonna fucking do it for him. So he got into into like the police, like went to the police force, and he said the test was ridiculously easy. The fucking the medical was so easy to pass. Like he was saying, like you could do it with one leg. Like it was fucking incredible. Like you just nothing. There was you said there's no psychiatric like evaluation or anything. You just did a test, did a little medical, run like 5 miles or something, and then you were sorted, and then you were given a gun and a badge. And he said so he said he had the whole he had his military training, so he knew how to de-escalate situations, how to actually properly act like a cop, whatever.
Yeah.
So he said he was going out and he would go to like he was stationed to like he was stationed to these areas where it's predominantly like white and more of like a rich neighborhood. And obviously there's a lot less crime. So he was making pretty much no arrests, but he had to make a quota by the end of like the month. And if he didn't make the quota, like his boss's boss would get onto his boss, being like, "What the fuck is he doing? He's not like
It's
he's
like
not
arresting
working."
people. Yeah.
And he's like, I'm doing my job. There's nobody to arrest. Isn't that the point?" So then he said he would leave his station in the to not get
Nice.
fired in like the nice neighborhood to go to like the black neighborhoods to where like there's a lot more crime to start arresting more people. And then he started to think because he had like a quote on his mind, he had to like make as many fast arrests as he could. That he would start like he said he caught himself racial profiling. So if he said if he saw like a nice car with like a white dude within like his 40s driving it, he's like he's most likely a businessman. He owns a car, whatever. But if he saw a nice car with like a 20-year-old black guy in it, he's stopping the car. And
Yeah.
he said he had to take on a rookie, and the rookie was going to stop because the car fit the description or something, and the rookie is about to go take the car to go like check on it. He was like, "Nah, leave it. Like it's definitely not that. It's not definitely not that car because a white guy was driving it."
Yeah.
So then he said he started noticing like other people in like doing that same type of behavior, And it took a while for him to like get an epiphany, being like, I'm being a dickhead. And said when he started reporting about it to like his higher ups, even the bosses were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like they became like a thing of like you're a snitch, like you
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're a snitch to the brotherhood, and then they started to like ostracize him from like the group, to where like he was like he had to leave. He was like, "Okay, I can't work here anymore."
Yeah.
So it
It's
is
just
there's like there's an inherent culture of like you can't tell on your own like brothers.
yeah,
So
I know.
if you see someone choking somebody out, you're not going to be like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that." You're just not
Yeah, you
because like,
do it because otherwise you lose your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super interesting. It's like a fucking movie, bro. Like it's
I wouldn't be surprised.
it's just crazy.
and you see the guy who killed him, his wife left him.
Yeah, she filed for divorce. She used to be Miss Minneapolis. Now, isn't that
I don't
just the
know.
whitest shit you've ever heard, man? Miss Minneapolis married to a racist cop. That is a TV series in the making.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Have you seen
Actually
any videos
insane.
from the riots? There's some
I've seen a few,
not some
but
good ones. There was one. Have you seen the guy drop kicking the cop?
no.
Which I don't agree with, by the way. I'm not saying that I like this man was not being abused at all. I think he said something and the guy came over. Okay, well, I mean, you can't say that. And he got away, and a couple other guys came over and helped the cop like get off of him. So he runs away. I'm trying to find the video now, and he runs away, and
comes
and then
back.
yeah, I swear to God. So like he kind of hopped over a small little fence into like a green area, like off the runs to the left, hops over the fence, and then just turns around, comes back, jumps up, and yeets him across the fucking pavement.
That
It
sounds
was
familiar. Are you sure that's not an old thing? That sounds
it
like something
probably is. It could
I
be
I'm
watched
sure it's
modern.
ages
bullshit.
ago.
Um, I think it probably just came up because of the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you
But
find that, show it.
yeah, I'll keep scrolling. But yeah, maybe we should hop off that. We could talk about that for days. But I mean, it's I don't know. It's just so strange, and I think the thing I'm most confused about is the fact that people are somehow attempting to defend what's happening. Do you know what I mean? Like it just everybody should just go, yeah, man, that's bad, and then we can not move on, but like we can grow. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we just have these stupid people. I don't understand. It's just nuts.
I mean, on the
And
bright side, I mean, all we know, like most black people, if any encounter police, try your best have a phone on you because that's the only way you're gonna get like justice.
yeah,
Because if
yeah,
you don't, like,
everybody has to see it. That's the best way. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like a white person, like an elderly white woman, is looking at. Let's just take you for example.
yeah,
But you're saying, oh yeah, man, that police officer abused me. That white woman's, I think, like, who's she gonna believe? Do you know what I mean? Like the 19-year-old black kid or the 35-year-old police officer.
yeah,
Obviously, she's gonna believe the 35-year-old police officer. Whereas if you have a video of him fucking beating you or whatever, anything like that, I
it's
mean, then she,
undeniable.
yeah, it's undeniable. There's nothing you can do. So I think the
Undeniable,
more it's
man.
shown that
Aren't they currently denying it with the
yeah, I know.
autopsy?
Yeah, true. But
Undeniable, my
I mean
fucking
that's
granny,
one
man.
of them. You know what I mean? But if enough people kind of
But
keep coming out with it, keep coming out with it,
it's
and
so
it's so
shitty.
shitty because sorry, Peter, to not only steal your words there, but block in, but it's so shitty that it has to happen in order for it to stop, if that makes sense. Like it has to happen
Yeah,
again for people to still to listen, which
Yeah.
sucks dick.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so shitty how it takes millions of people being like, "Yo, what the fuck," for them to be like, "Ooh, I think we overstepped our boundaries here." Like it has only when like a good few people notice it is when they decide like, "Oh shit, like this was a bad thing
Like
to do."
not
And
that I
it,
understand. Go
yeah,
on. Not that I understand. You go. You go. You go. You go.
right. They say I understand them um in his house. They fired him, they whatever, but then they sent police officer to guard his house. I was like, big man, honestly, just let him out. Let him out to the niggas. Leave him like to the dogs, or or best yet, give him 2 years,
Well,
but
I
make
think
sure
that's the thing.
he's in general. No,
I
give
think
him
he's
two
dead
years.
no matter
Uh,
what.
oh, bro,
Because I mean,
he-
if he lives in his house, eventually they're gonna give up protecting
no,
him.
no, no,
He's
no.
done.
Death
If
is
he
too
goes to
easy.
prison,
Bro, there's no
bro,
way he's surviving prison.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
My God! Not only is he a cop, but he killed a black dude.
Man,
That's everyone wants to kill you now. Do you know what I mean?
the thing is though, they're gonna give him prison, but they're probably gonna put him in like the protected side, protected custody. I don't want I don't want him to be. I don't want him to get like 30 years. What I pray for, the judge gives him like 2 or 3 years and says you're in general population, nigga. What? Good luck surviving 2 months in that shit. You'll be beaten to. Oh man, they will just torture you, because death would be too easy at that point.
Yeah. It's so strange. It's such a strange world we live in. Like, are people just stupid? I think people are just stupid.
They are just
as balls. Like, did he? I'm confused. I want to know. I want to be in his brain. I want to know what he was thinking. You know?
I can relate. Yeah.
Like, was he like 2 more minutes and he's dead? You know? Or was he like, nah, man, I'm like skinny. I won't kill him. Do you know?
Yeah.
What does he think? I was like, oh, this dude's black. Their necks are iron. Like, what? I don't get it. Like, oh,
Do you know
so stupid.
there was like 2 other cops on his legs.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, there was like 200 cops on his legs, and then there was the lad on his neck. There was like 4 cops there. Two on his, like, I'm pretty sure it was 2 on his leg and 1 on his neck, and then another guy just walking around telling people like not to film and like everything's okay and shit. I was like, lad, really? 3 cops?
How difficult is it to stand up when you have handcuffs on? From on your belly, like.
Yeah, pretty hard. But I mean, not pretty hard, but I mean.
But realistically, what are they waiting for? Why did they have him down there anyway?
Like, if you're gonna arrest him, arrest him. Like, even if whether he's done the crime or not, I don't. Put him in the back of your car so he can be proved innocent quicker. Do you know what I mean? Like. It's like, I don't know. I think what you said was right, Peter, with that power thing where the cop was almost happy to be seen on top of this man. No, because I'm enjoying it, you know. Fuck me, man. Twitter sucks ass for trying to find videos because I can't look it up.
True. Anyway. Yeah, so all that's going on. It's causing a big movement, and that's a good thing, in my opinion, because something needs to change. And I'm fully convinced that Trump is senile.
Oh, 100%.
Fully convinced. Like, this man went after Twitter. This guy, bro. It's I don't know. We got some wholesome content to watch after.
Yeah,
after all this.
that's a bad mood, but we'll. How long?
We're like an hour and 42 minutes in.
That's not too bad.
Oh, before we watch the wholesome content, I never got to tell you the video I was watching. Big man, it was the funniest fucking video. It was there's this lad called TBH, the Black Hole Call Game, right? And he was sponsored. He had to do a stream, and he was sponsored by Activision to do like a Call of Duty stream, whatever, for like an hour. The new Modern Warfare, bro. It was so fucking funny because this was like early when the game was like first releasing. He had to, when he was downloading, he got like a bug where like there's a lot of it was like when you, as soon as you boot it up, there's like a rustling sound in the mic. And then he was okay. He had to go find out, like, he had to search a YouTube video how to fix it. Like, this is all during the stream. And and then he get the stream abruptly ends because he got a blue screen. And he came on and he was so fucking vexed. He's like, sponsorship over, and just proceeded to lay into Activision, even though it's a sponsored stream. And then he was like, "You better fucking give me my money." It was so good, man.
That is hilarious.
I'm assuming he still got paid.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, listen, any PR is good PR.
Right, let's go through some videos. I've got this one. It actually isn't. It had nothing to do with the thing. It was a Romanian. I want to show it anyway because it's kind of funny. It's a Romanian. It's in Romania and there's riots going on and the police are just walking through, arrested. Itself, obviously. There we go. Okay, you guys in?
Yeah.
John?
Yeah.
So, I don't know where he is. Hang on, he comes in eventually. he's in the bottom left. He throws something. You see him throw something at the cop. See him there in the black shirt. He just parked in there. Right,
Yeah.
chucks something at the cop. They all get pissed off.
Yeah, I've seen this video before.
Escapes. And then you see him turn around.
Oh, destroyed.
We do not
Condone this action. This is
condone any of these
a
actions. I mean,
terrible
he did
thing.
something wrong there, and he did not deserve to do that, but still get fucked.
Yeah, but still, anybody getting drop kicked is funny.
That's
Yeah.
a mad case of whiplash right there, boys.
That is insane. Yeah, I've definitely seen that before. That is really funny.
Let me load up these wholesome contents. Do we have one or two? Okay, we have one. Let me. Can I? If I load
Wait,
this up, can you guys see
never-
that?
Yeah.
What were you saying, Peter?
We never got to see John's video.
Oh, my
yeah,
COD game? Yeah, we can do that after. This is well. I think we should do the wholesome content because we're ever coming off a serious topic. Like,
Okay, yeah.
do the wholesome content. So yeah, this is Shaq at a rave, and it's really funny.
Okay, here we go. We haven't seen this. John's seen it. We haven't.
Yeah. It's not even. He doesn't even do anything. It's just Shaq in a rave.
Like, yeah. That's a big human. Like,
you can tell he's off his fucking nut.
No
But then
reason,
he
but
gets
looks
into a
like
mosh
gorilla.
pit after. Wait till you see him in the mosh pit, man. Then you'll see how big he really is.
Oh, stop it.
Wait.
Oh, sweet
Oh.
Jesus.
He's
Oh my
pushing
gosh.
everybody.
Dude, my sole mission would be to try to push him.
Yeah,
That's
good luck,
so
you bounce
funny.
off him, man.
Can you imagine you're in a mosh pit and Shaquille O'Neal is there too?
And he yeets you out of the way.
That is so funny.
Oh, that is
Ah.
hilarious. Okay, we have one more. Where did you put it in general?
I put it somewhere, yeah. I can't even remember. I think I put it in general. So for context, we play games obviously outside. We're friends, and we play
What?
games
Really?
together. And I was playing COD with Peter, and we were just chatting, playing COD, and something happens, and I have to close the game. Like I think Peter like disappeared off my friends list or something. And then I had to close the game, and then I relaunched it, and it was like all fucky. And then we launched into a game, and this is what it looked like. And I played through the whole game, the whole match, and this is. I
Some
started.
original content
I
welcome
started
to the play.
recording. Yeah. I started. Yeah, that's my OBS.
Oh, no.
This is. By the way, I could only see the top left corner.
Oh, nice. We can hear Peter.
Yeah.
That shit.
This is cursed, man. This is a cursed game. Look at
Oh my god, it looks like PS2, bro.
Look, these dudes.
By
the way,
my
ass is no texture. Nothing has texture. What is this?
The lighting is just blocks.
Something invisible there. Yeah, and there's things floating everywhere. Will you see?
Actually, what you're looking at?
Yes. I got killed. Nobody has heads. My dude had no head.
Oh,
Where are you on the map? I want to see if you have a head. By the way, I was shooting at people and they just weren't getting hit. I don't know what was going on. I can't kill him.
Well, that's
He has no head.
Shout out to
you
Peter with
have
his
a
RPG.
head.
I just got completely clapped.
There's a part in the video where I got assassinated by a headless dude. Yeah, you have a head. He has a head. He has a head. There's at least one teammate.
And they're all textured as well. That's...
Yeah. But look at all this floating shit,
Oh,
man.
yeah, it's
There's
like
a rock
slowly
in the
kinda
air.
getting better. Oh, never mind. Like better.
There,
Oh,
look! I got assassinated by a headless man! What? So that was my entire game. I had to quit the game again. I'm just out here aiming at, like, rocks and stuff because I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, at one point you walked into a car.
Yeah. I think that was before I started recording.
You're shooting. I'm pretty sure you're shooting at the car.
On him? This guy's just What?
One lad
Yeah,
is
and
invincible on their team.
that's what I saw whenever that guy scoped in. That
Because
happened a few
like,
times.
like genuinely, I think he's hacking. Like, cause
Peter calling for the
threw-
hacks.
No, no,
the
no,
shit
no,
shot
No,
no.
I
Genuinely,
think he actually
everybody
was.
got him nothing. At the beginning of the game, everybody left because he was hacking. Oh my god, dog.
I'm running into a wall here. Yeah, I was trying to go forward there. Bro, I thought he could have been invisible.
One lad nearly, I killed him, but he was flying.
I also have no hands. Whenever I reload, you can't see my hands.
Man, this is cursed.
I'm getting shot. Where am I getting shot from?
That guy's invincible.
What on earth?
Also, when he scopes down, my screen goes pure white on the kill cam.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna report him again.
It's nuts.
What?
I report him. What are you talking about?
Police officer. But more racist. Oh.
Wait. How does that make sense? His screen goes pure white.
Yeah, I just.
Is that happening for you too?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this guy's. Aw.
It's like he knows where I am
Pikey
constantly.
stole your kill.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm trying to kill people with a quarter of a screen.
Oh, fucking
What's his name? Which guy is it?
I think
Just don't play Call of Duty. I think that's.
Pew Paul. I think it was. I'm not entirely sure. He's got like a growl with like Damascus or something. Oh my god! This guy
This is cursed. Yeah, I think that's it.
He's last kill.
I think the whole lobby's just full of cheese.
I think I was. I was last kill.
Yes.
There we go.
Gavin
That's
Cool.
Peter getting reamed. There's me getting.
5 kills.
He didn't even do that well.
Alright, for the final thing, we can catch up on NASA.
But also
Oh,
our
yes,
nation's
boys.
bold and triumphant return to the stars.
Is this Trump?
It's a special day. Moments ago, the world bore witness to the flight of the first new manned U.S. spacecraft
Can you turn it down
in
a
nearly
little bit?
40 years
Oh yeah, shit, sorry.
since the space shuttle launched
There we go.
in 1981, a long time ago. I am thrilled to announce that the SpaceX Dragon capsule
The way this nigga moves,
has
man.
successfully reached
Look at his
low
arms.
Earth orbit, and that our astronauts
Look
are
at his
safe
arms, bro. He's got
and
Tourette's.
sound.
Yeah.
Look how much he's sweating though, holy shit.
Look at the way he's moving.
This dude is not. This is like Johnny Bravo when he's
With this
80.
launch, the decades of lost
It's
years
Nick
and
the
little
Torah as
action
president.
are officially over. A new age of American ambition has now begun.
What way is his
Past
body
leaders
moving?
put the United States at the mercy of foreign nations to send our astronauts into orbit. Not anymore.
What? I don't even know
Today,
what he's
we
saying.
once again proudly launch American astronauts on American rockets,
reading? I
the
think
best
that's
in the
Yeah.
world, from right here on American soil.
Soil.
He sounds like when it's a priest, literally.
Those
I
of
made the
us who
correlation
saw
of the priest and the police
spectacular
there
and unforgettable
earlier on.
liftoff
I'm just saying,
this
bro. I'm into
afternoon
something.
watched more than
Trump
an
is
act
the
of
Vatican.
history. We watched an act of heroism.
All right, I don't care about this. He's just saying the same thing in different ways.
Which is
I guess.
many
Act of
stories.
heroism. What do you mean, big man?
But, I mean,
It is kind of
takes
heroic.
balls to do that.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I don't.
But that's not heroic. That's courageous. That's a different.
It's courageous. Yeah.
that's
I
a
mean,
different
what
term
is?
altogether?
Yeah, I
Kinda
suppose.
Whatever.
I don't know. He just said the same thing 3 times in different ways. So.
Yeah.
We didn't pick a movie for next week.
Oh, don't worry, boys. I got you.
You can turn off the
So
stream
I've
as well. Yeah.
decided- Actually, no. I'm gonna bring the stream back up with the name of the movie on it for.
All right.
dramatic-
So it's Adam's turn to pick the movie. Obviously,
So,
this
yeah,
week
so
was
I have
Alien
the idea-
Covenant.
Yeah. So.
Watch him pick something stupid like Sausage Party or something.
Oh, it's gonna
Man,
be worse than that.
the
but
sausage
okay.
party is ass.
Let's not be dumb here.
I don't. I'm not
Django.
gonna like Django is unreal. I'm not gonna like this. I can already tell.
Oh, not one bit, boys. So I have a thing that I like. It's kind of a niche thing. I actually enjoy.
What?
And
You cut out there. I didn't hear the
sorry.
last like 3 seconds.
It's
Looks like the longest breath ever.
Yeah.
Did I? So these types of movies I very much enjoy, and it's something that I watch with my mom all the time. So our
Oh,
first
that's
one
cute.
It's
of
gonna be some
my
documentary or some shit.
no, it's worse than that, boys. We have the one, the only Sharktopus.
Fuck
Oh
off.
Half
no.
shark, half octopus, all killer.
Where are we supposed to find this movie?
Man, I don't care where you find it, bro.
Oh
It's
no.
probably on Netflix. It's so good. And then next week we're gonna have, of
Next
course,
week.
Shark. Oh, not next week. The next week I have it. We have Sharktopus versus Terracuda.
A
Which is
pterodactyl and a
half
barracuda.
Barracuda, half pterodactyl.
God damn
And
it.
then last but not least, this is probably the better one. I'll be honest, which is so you have this to look forward to.
Is
Trying
this
to
the
find
mecha
it.
shark or some shit?
No, it's better than that.
The
It's
megalodon.
Sharktopus versus whale wolf. Half whale, half wolf.
Are you actually? This is actually a thing.
Oh, this is gonna be the theme of all of my movies because I've watched a lot of these movies.
Where do you even go to watch them, man?
I watch them on Sci-Fi, but I doubt they're there.
Yeah, I used to watch these a lot too.
So we can
Honestly, I
either
can't
do you
remember
wanna
which
watch?
one is which, but
They're only an hour and a half long. Do you want to watch all three, or do you want to?
No, I could not deal with all three.
it's
big
one
man.
a week. And
Yeah, it's
Alright,
keep in
one.
mind, we have to discuss this movie next week.
Oh, I'm well aware. The story in it is good.
All
It
right.
brings up a lot of how would you say moral issues.
Between a sharktopus and a whale wolf, big man.
Well,
What
first one's
moral
just
issue?
Sharktopus. First
But
one's
I
just
mean, like,
Sharktopus.
if there's 3 movies, then I know that the Sharktopus is gonna win.
Not necessarily. It could be a different Sharktopus.
True. Yeah.
Could
Also,
be.
the main character always wins. Don't be an idiot, John. Sharktopus is the good guy in all this.
Is he?
He's just misunderstood.
Bro, what is that picture? The second one down to the very left. It looks like he's just chilling.
Which one here?
Gonna
That's
up.
Whale
Where's up to above the big titty nurse?
This one? Oh, this one?
Yeah. No. Wait. Which? No. To the left of that one.
Yeah, bro, you're just vibing.
Oh yeah. Okay. It looks.
Just a bit to take that. Look at the difference in graphic quality when he's moving.
Man,
and
is
when
this
he's
a
not
PlayStation 2 game or?
It's like John's Call of Duty game.
I'm actually die watching this fucking thing.
Yeah, I'll have that to look forward to.
All right. So wait, which one was the one you're
everybody-
supposed to watch?
First one, just Sharktopus. It's just Sharktopus.
Just Sharktopus. Okay.
We'll see you next week with that one, guys.
God damn it.
There. It was a pretty long podcast, but I enjoyed it because I think what we talked about was actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, I did too.
For once.
Michael
And nearly,
McCullen
it's
is
2
still a
hours.
piece of shit.
True.
2-hour podcast. Let's go. All right, so we'll be back next week. If the world hasn't ended, which is looking likely at this rate. I hope. Big slam. Leave a like in this video if you want to see me and Adam play Overwatch.
Oh, Jesus Christ, please don't make me do it.
I mean, I'll go like it and make you do it, big man.
Oh yeah. We were thinking about having a guest on next podcast.
Oh shit, yeah, we're gonna have our first guest, the elusive Luke, who talked about.
Yeah, we
John
talked about. Yeah, he's one of my friends. I mentioned him. I think it was last podcast. With the PewDiePie story where he introduced me to PewDiePie, and he works in a shop in the town, and he encounters a lot of people during like the pandemic and stuff.
He's working.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it if you work in a shop, are you considered frontline or is frontline like nurses? Yeah.
I mean, technically, yeah. But
I think you're on front line. You're on front.
Yeah, so that should be interesting. He's a really he's a bit of a character. All right, so we'll see you next week anyway. Most likely we'll be on. So yeah, have a good time, everybody, between this podcast and next podcast. I know you just can't wait for the next one to come out.
Lesson for this one is don't be racist.
True. In fact, be actively anti-racist.
Yes.
No, the lesson for this one is Trump is senile.
There can be multiple lessons.
Kind of sexy. Anyway.
To be
All right.
fair, he's looking kind of pang lately. Like he's losing weight.
All right. have a good time, everybody. Peace out.